live. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hello, hello. And post. And post. And you're about to get pinged. There you go. There's your ping. Wait. I have to load up this other program. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Okay. And also welcome, Anya.
Hey, Ann, you want to introduce yourself first this time? It's a miracle.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, keep in mind, Anya, that we are currently live right now, so if you do speak, people listening to the stream will be able to hear you. I don't know if you're aware of this about us at all. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Okay, and now we just wait for the ads to finish. And we also gotta wait for Ari. And then I think we'll have everybody. Are we missing anybody else?
Like.
Yeah, I think we got everybody. I was like, how the heck is Anya in 2 VCs at once, but I thought she left the attack. Oh, I see. You can actually, so to answer Soul's question in the chat, you can actually be in 2 VCs at once. Did you know this? You can do this. If you,
Wait, what?
You can join one VC from your phone and one VC from your computer. I've done it before.
That sounds
I've not been able to
insane.
get that to work.
I've always been able to get that
Usually
to work.
replaces it.
No, you can't put them in the same VC. You can put them in 2 different VCs. If you put them in the same VCs, it replaces it. But you can put them in 2 different VCs. I know this because when I did the Christmas 24-hour streaming thing, I left the one on my computer streaming it, and then I joined my VC, or a different VC from my phone, for something else. So I know it is possible. IDK, why they didn't have the same VC one? It's more useful. Let me make sure that this is all working. Okay, so this is live, this is working.
I'm assuming there's some sort of setting I need to change.
What do you mean?
Say, I just tried and it disconnected me.
Well, which VC did you try to join?
A different VC in your server?
Why don't you try a different VC in another server?
Alright, you know what, fair enough. Alright, cool, it works. It has to be a different server, okay.
Yeah. You can't
So
be in
it's
2
just one of
different
those
VCs in the
edge case
same
things they
servers.
don't bother fixing.
Probably.
Welcome. Alright, let me double check this. This is all working. Good. And then pull it up on the phone. Did you guys finish all your reading in time? It was pretty chonky this week. It was a lot.
See, I didn't think it was chunky until you pointed it out.
How did you not notice it was chonky?
How did you not? Yeah, like
It was like
it was literally like almost double the size of like the first and second week's readings.
Did you not notice it took you like
Just
double
don't
the
look at
time
the
to read it?
pages.
I did not know.
Shadow is so lost in enjoyment.
Shadow's just like, I'm done with it when I'm done with it, okay? I don't need to track the time with it.
I just got distracted a few times.
I mean, Shadow also starts reading it like
You just
as
enjoy
soon as we're
reading
done
it
with last
so
week's
much.
reading, so he has plenty of time to finish his stuff usually. I imagine you do your reading like as soon as you can, pretty much.
Yeah, because I found exams. So, like, I don't know if I'm going
Right,
to get
yeah,
to
yeah.
this.
You're right, which is understandable. Okay, the ads have 1 more minute, and then we will begin. Okay, we got Big Eddie here, too. Hello, hello. The finale of Pandora Heart. We will be done with it this week. Oh my god.
There's a bit of background noise in your mic, Anne.
Oh, is there? God damn it.
Oh, that's the thing we've discussed before, where it sounds like you're like occasionally tapping on your desk, but that's not you. Oh, Turndo?
yeah, that's not
Turndo,
what I
was
can
that
do.
you speaking? Turndo, if that was you speaking, your mic is a little fucked. Try speaking again. We do not hear you currently, Turndo. Okay, Turndo's working on it. Alright,
Turner's
hello?
doing their best.
It should work.
There we go. Now you're good,
There we go.
Turndo. You're all good. Okay. Anybody else need an audio check before the ads are done running and then we begin?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a challenge for the people that do not know the approximate area of where I am from.
Oh,
I have
I know what you're
put
doing.
on the world place map, the pixel thing that everyone's been doing. I have put play visual novels in all caps in purple, along with Remia, somewhere in America. Good luck.
Jigsaw voice.
Before you is someone. So I did that, and then a few people also in the area have added like there's a Neko arc just on the island below mine. Whoops, I said it's an island. Teehee.
Oh my god.
And like there's a Neko arc there, and somebody put I forget her name. I think it's Sion from Melty Blood and also other Fate stuff. But then somebody also put Monica.
Oh.
So I want to put I think my next task is going to be putting Beto beside Monica.
Okay, alright.
Okay, all right. I gotta know, what did they do to Canada?
Don't
I
worry
don't know,
about that.
You
figure that out.
out.
I hear they drew
it's-
George. I hear they drew Giorgio Shiromia on Epstein Island. Is this true? Why would they do this? Why did they do this? What did he do?
Can you give me a
well,
list
first of
of
all, I gotta-
islands in the U.S.?
The what?
To what, Anya?
Where are the islands?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Rokijima is right off the coast of Boston. Okay, it's right there.
Where is Boston?
Well,
You
it's to the
figured
east.
That out, Anya.
It's to the east.
Oh, Spaghetti. Look at this one.
See what they did to Canada. Specifically Quebec.
It's Pachi.
Ipachi. Pachi. Where did I
Quebec.
swear there was a Monica here. Where was it? Where did it go?
I deleted
Oh, there
it.
it is.
Let's see.
Oh, and kind. I think they're finally done with it. It took them 3 days.
Oh my god.
It took me like 2 days to do mine. But yeah, this is fun. Go look up your local towns and just see what people have put and add
Hell
what
yeah.
you want.
Go check that out. All right, let's get started. I think we got everybody here,
And if
right?
you want the direct link to the world map, then you can just join the Wolfborg
That's true.
Winter Lab server, and
That's
I've linked it already.
That's true. You can go to discord.wolfborg.com. Okay, if you go into the book club chat, the link is right there. All right, you should do that. It's a pretty good recommendation, I think. All right, it's time for
I
us to get
almost-
started.
I almost pressed the sad violin instead of the cackle
What?
because they traded places.
What? We don't sad violin my server, okay? We don't do that. No, we don't do that. We don't do that here. Okay, we're gonna get started. All right. Listen. Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Anime Book Club here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time. You can find links to all these things at wolfborg.com. Let's get started with this week's meeting to finish up Pandora Hearts. Volumes 23-24 will be finished with the series after this week. But before we get into that, let's introduce everybody who is here today for our guest. So we start in alphabetical order, but here at the top we have a new person here, Anya. So you can unmute if you'd like, introduce yourself, say whatever you want to say. And typically, our group likes to also do a recommendation, whether it's a book, a game, whatever. You could just recommend whatever or not. That's up to you. So what do you have to say, Anya?
Hi.
Welcome. All right. Well, we'll take it. Do you have anything you would like to recommend, or anything else, or is that just hi?
Just hi.
Okay. And I am pronouncing the name right. It is Anya, right? That is the proper way to pronounce it?
Mhm.
Okay. I just want to make sure I got that right for this. Thank you so much for that. Welcome to joining. I got that backwards. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so let's continue. Next up, we have Andromeda. Introduce yourself.
Oh no, that's me. Hi. I'm Marianne, or Anne, whichever you prefer. As for my recommendation this week, now that I've finally finished watching it, I can safely say don't watch Sound Euphonium.
Damn! Damn! I have...
Is it because of the Yuri bait?
Yeah, it's probably
That ending was so fucking bad.
Oh my god. I haven't finished it. I only started it, but I have heard about that stuff. So
Truly one of the worst endings to anything I think I've ever seen.
Damn. Holy shit. Well, so we have an anti-recommendation. All right, cool. Anything else?
Woo!
Nope.
All right, sweet. So don't watch Euphonium. That's next up. Arimia Alice, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Marimia. I like showing and shit. My recommendation this week is actually a slice of life rom-com.
Oh my god.
Hi, server.
I started reading it.
I'm surprised. Holy
I saw
shit.
it on Blue Sky, and I was just like, "Oh, this looks cute." And then I ended up reading a few volumes of it. It's called Mechanical Marie.
Oh.
It's a very low. Yeah, I talked about it. I mentioned it to you, I think. It's like this pretty low stakes rom-com. I mean, it's very lighthearted.
Yeah.
This boy who's the heir to this rich family, he hates humans because his entire life people have just been trying to kill him and assassinate him because he's illegitimate heir, but he's still the one his dad chose to take on the family. And so he hates humans, and so his advisor gets him. He's like, okay, well, we've developed a robot to be your maid, and it's actually just this girl who is poor, and she just has a resting, emotionless face. So she's trying to pretend to be a robot to this entire time. But she's also a martial artist, so she's really strong. So
Yeah,
it's
this is
just
getting an anime next season.
Yep.
yeah. It's just a really low stakes slice of life. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's nice little fluff.
Yeah, this is actually a manga I'm trying to get somebody to review for Jitaku, because it's one of the upcoming releases from Young Press that we have access to. So I'm trying to find somebody to do that. So, yeah. All right, so check out Mechanical Marie if you are interested. I believe it is officially coming out later this month, the first volume.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and there's a preview of it on their website.
Yeah, so you can go check that out if you are interested in that. Anything else, Ari?
Nope.
All right, thank you so much for that. Next up, Aztec, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Aztec. I like bad media. My recommendation for this week is a video game. It is Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader.
Does that count as
It's
bad media?
That is to the same degree that all Warhammer 40,000 is.
All right, fair enough.
So take that how you will. It's a CRPG and it's co-op.
Which one was it called? Rogue something?
Rogue Trader.
Rogue Trader, okay. Okay, go check that out if you are interested in that. Next up, we have me, Pandora Borg, aka Wolfborg, aka Chaplain, aka the best anime book club host you've ever heard of before, ever of all time. That's me. This week, I thought I had something ready to recommend, and then I stopped to read all of the finale of Pandora Hearts, and it took me a while. So now I forget what I was going to recommend. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to recommend Penguin Drum, which I've only seen 6 episodes of at this point, and it is very, very cool and interesting so far. Please go check it out. I would say
That's from the same person as Sarah Zanmai?
that. Yes, yes. I believe so.
Okay, it is a very weird show then. Understood.
Yes. Anyways, that's me. Next up, Senator Shino. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sino, resident cute girl enjoyer. I don't have anything new to recommend, so I'll recommend Muramasa again. Everyone should play Muramasa if you're okay with the content warnings. Yay.
Yippee! Alright, so go check that out if you are interested in that. Next up, Sinnerman V4. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shadow. The thing I recommend this week is sleep.
Oh, that's always a good recommendation. Can we do that now? Can we have like a nap time?
Yeah, you're actually. You'll
Just leave the stream open.
We're good.
It's, yeah, we'll do that. We'll put up one of those videos where it's total silence interrupted by occasional Beatrice laughter sound effect things, but this like several hours long. We'll do that
the
one.
metal pipe.
All right, thank you for that, Shadow. Next up, Turndo. Introduce yourself. It's been a while. How's it going, dude? Oh, we cannot hear you if you are talking. Okay. All right, he's back. Welcome back, Turndo.
Is my microphone working? Okay, finally. I don't know
You're
why
good.
it keeps cutting.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but we hear you now.
I'm Turindo. It's been a while.
Oh, wait, Turndo, Turndo, your mic is dying again.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
I can sort of hear you. I can hear you, but your mic is all fucked up. I can't understand it. Go to Emily, I'll fix it. Okay, we'll do that. We'll come back to you. Next up, Emily Fan Club. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I am the Emily Fan Club president.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I think that was a delay. Ignore that. I think
that
was
was an alien. Don't worry about it. We are not under invasion.
War of the Worlds.
I don't have any recommendations this week, but I have been trying to catch up on the latest season of anime, so that's what I've been doing this week.
Oh. Which ones in particular?
I know people were not so hot on Kaiju number 8, but I'm really enjoying it.
Ooh, I've liked it. I haven't seen second season yet, but I watched all the first season. It was good. I think me and Aztec watched a bunch of it together.
It really amps up. I was like, whoa.
Hell
it's good. I've been watching what's the vampire one? The Call of the Night, and
yes.
That's really good. I mean, that's always good. But there's a few other ones, but so far so good. It's a pretty good season this year.
Yeah. Absolutely. I really got to get caught up again on New Panty and Stalking. I got to get caught up on that again.
Oh, I have to get caught up, but for all the wrong reasons.
Oh,
It would be a wrong reason. Hold on. Let me hear this.
All I have to say is polyester and polyurethane, baby.
I knew it. All
You're
right.
the best.
Thank you much for that, Big Eddie. Turndo, how are we looking on the mic? Are we fixed? You okay?
I think that's a no.
Welcome back, Turndo.
I don't know. It's temperamental.
Oh, there we go. That's good.
So yeah, I'm Turndo. I like to read, and for this week, I guess I recommend ORV's live-action movie finally got released. Very interesting. Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Or
Okay.
those who don't know
you're
what
getting-
ORV is.
Yeah,
You're getting roboty, but I think you said Omniscient Reader's Viewpoints, the
Yep.
live action? I've been meaning to read that. I think I actually have the first volume of the manhwa in
Yeah,
English. But
yeah, I've been meaning to check it. Did it go by a different name too, or was
Yep,
it always just
live
Omniscient
action
Reader's
movie.
Viewpoint?
Okay, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's the delay response that's happening.
I mean, it might have had a different name in Korean, but I'm not sure.
True,
I always say it's called ORV.
ORV. ORV.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I know. I just like saying it. ORV. It's like,
Okay.
oh, that's an RV.
I already said it.
Like one of those ones from Breaking Bad. You drive that and you make meth in it. That's what the webtoon's about, right?
Is that what happened in Highway Blossoms with the RV?
whoa! What are they doing there? All right. Well, thank you for that, Turndo. I believe we've heard your introduction and your recommendation. I don't know if you're still fighting with the microphone, but I think we will get started for now anyways. So, thank you so much for that. And thank you so much to everybody for being here for the final week of discussions about Pandora Hearts, volumes 23, 24. I'm going to get started with the main thing that stuck out to me. There was a fucking lot more to read this week than the other weeks. I opened up volume 23, and it's like 250 pages. And I'm like, okay, all right, it's a little more than the last volumes, and I'm sure the next volume will also be 250 or whatever.
You don't
but,
like content?
It's a little more, but it's fine. I can handle it. I crack open volume 24. I crack open volume 24, and it's fucking 350 pages. Mochizuki, why? You could have another volume. You can have another. Now, very clearly.
You don't like the
okay,
weed?
and they say it directly in one of the afterwards. I think for the final afterword. Okay, volume 23 was intended to be the actual final volume, which is why the volume prior ended with that message saying the last chapter next time or whatever.
Again, Doridoro strikes again.
Then it kept going. Okay, fine. It kept going. One more volume, but then they basically made that like 2 fucking volumes in one. What happened? Why did we get so against just making another volume? I don't know. But listen,
we have a quiz, chap. You want a quiz for
I don't think
Pandora Hearts?
Mochizuki planned the number of volumes at a time based on our future book club podcast and whether or not we would have a quiz. Which, by the way, you keep mentioning as if that would be a bad thing. You say this like it'd be a bad thing if we were to have a quiz. The quizzes are fun, damn it, and you win all of them anyway. So I don't know why you're complaining.
Sorry, would you want to make a quiz for Pandora Hearts?
Well, no. Well, no, not necessarily. But I could do it. Nothing stops me from doing it.
No one's asking whether or not you could.
You know what? Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. We are doing a quiz, okay? So you better have studied, okay? You better understand everything that happened with these last chapters, because God knows I didn't, all right? So we're going to have to talk about everything that happened.
Like, who's your favorite character quiz?
This is not an anime personality quiz. No, it is it is you had to study, and if you don't have the right answers, you will be removed from book club. Okay, you will be expelled.
Why is it Emily?
Yeah, the winner gets an actual real life Emily. That's the real prize. So you better make sure you studied. Okay.
I study real hard.
Oh, cracking open the books right now. Oh, I gotta study.
I just started reading them.
Episode volume 1.
What was Break's real name? Fuck.
Come on,
Karen,
Emily.
Calvin,
Emily.
Calvin.
Emily.
So So yeah, so that was my first big thing I noticed. Okay, and I'm gonna show the images that Ari sent before again of the picture of the omnibus versions together and how those all look, because those are supposed to be 2 volumes for each book, right? So
Yes,
you're really gonna see exactly the jump that we had here. Okay, hold on, let me pull it up.
No, I will say it was weird that
Here you go.
the final omnibus has the Mochizuki notes for the last 4 volumes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that. It was very awkward. I was like, why weren't those just in the volumes that they were supposed to be in? And
Once again, Mochizuki, he's at it again.
Oopsie.
Well,
Well, you
especially
see, she was
because
really
this
worried
is...
about ruining the pacing.
Oh, I'm sure.
The
yes.
weirdest thing is that these are the omnibus reprint versions, so they could have easily just put them in the previous one, like, you know, like edit the file.
No, I mean that. I mean, yeah, that's surprising that that's still there for the omnibus version, because that is also how it is for our original, like, individual volume version. So I don't understand why.
Yeah. Well, because the version I have is a reprint of the omnibus limited version, because it was printed years ago, and then they did a reprint around 2022-ish. So I have a reprint of the omnibuses.
Oh my god. So, yeah, as you can see on stream, the very last book, okay, that big guy, that's what we read this week. And it's basically, as Aztec pointed out, the size of 2 of the books next to it, okay? It's a lot. It's a lot.
One of these things is not like the others.
Now, I will say, to its credit, there were a lot of pages that were just, like, action pages. So it was, in some areas, faster to read. And there was a lot of, like, double page spreads that are, like, more cinematic of, like, what's happening, or, like, ethereal abyss stuff happening. So it was a lot more pages, but it wasn't, like, a lot of thick dialogue on all of them. My problem was less so, I think, the amount of pages in the end, and more so, I don't think I understood any of how this got resolved, but we somehow won in the end.
We did win, and that's what matters, chap. Okay?
Maybe it's just me.
Win is a win.
From you.
I think it was really, speaking of that, I think it was really funny that it was I think it was Sharon's grandmother that saw, like, the something in the sky and was like, they won! Oz won! Oz's group won! And I'm like,
did we?
is that what you see, man? You just know that from, like, a sound effect, and, like, the sky, I guess, like, the
She
monsters
believes, okay.
stopped coming out, so she's like, oh, we won.
I thought
Great.
the golden chain showed up or whatever.
Yeah, it was something like that, where it's just like, this is your indication that not only did Oz's group succeed, but that everything will be okay and that the world is not going to end.
Yeah, of course. I mean, do you have a better piece of evidence, Ari? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I'm just reading this like, okay, it seems like we're winning. I don't understand how exactly we're winning. Several people are being sacrificed for this win, I guess. I don't understand why we're being. There's a lot happening with this that was more. What I was worried about, I think, was just it being ethereal and weird with, like, how we resolve things, and then everybody has a happy ending. Quote, everybody. Not actually everybody, but metaphorically everybody. Like, not everybody makes it to the end of our story, but everybody, in essence, is happy with the outcome, I suppose. I don't really know anybody in our story who is not happy with the outcome that has happened here, towards the ending bits.
I think it's still fucking dead, Chef. What are you talking about?
Huh?
Elliot's still fucking dead. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he would still be happy knowing that his sacrifice resulted in this ending for everybody. That's what I'm trying to get at here.
You know, fair
I don't
enough.
I don't really know, like, many of the key people involved in our story who would not be satisfied with the conclusion we got to, which made me surprised that we actually had like the dream team. So for a moment there, I thought we were gonna do some weird, because we had introduced the concept of, oh, this world is just one tale last week, and there are multiple tales that you could do, and so we saw this one sequence where Oz is having the tea party with everybody, and I do mean everybody. Literally everybody is back and alive and just chill. Elliot's walked up, and I clapped. I clapped when I saw it. All right.
Then is there.
You know, Break is back, and Zai is just like, oh well, you know, make sure to make yourself a presentable member of the Versailles family. All right, goodbye. I mean, like he didn't act like a you know, super caring father, but like it was more so than how he was treating him before. So it's like, okay, we'll get that. You know, you got that. Oscar is still alive now. You know, everybody's there. And I'm like, wow, that's a nice little sequence. I don't actually want us to randomly cut to this, and then this is how it ends, though. And then I pressed the little button on my screen to see how much progress I had left, and I was like, oh, thank God, I still have like halfway in this volume left. So this is not where this ends.
At that point, and me like, okay, don't fuck with me, come on. Carry on.
I thought it was gonna do the bit that we joked about last week, where it like ends at a certain way earlier point than all the pages would suggest. Because last week we had that it ended with it saying next chapter is the final one, and we joked that like it was just gonna end immediately, and then we were just gonna have like 2 bonus volumes of slice of life memes.
Wasn't that what we said for Sailor Moon? But that also didn't happen.
That also didn't happen. No. It was one of those things where like I liked seeing the sequence. It felt like a heaven sequence though. Like everybody in the story had died, but like they're all like hanging around in heaven together for like the tea party
the Golden
thing.
Land, chap.
Yeah, basically.
And Yuri never came back. I was kind of sad about that.
Who never came back? Say that again.
It's the Yuri.
That creepy dude.
Oh,
that was just a plot line.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about Yuri.
We already talked about her.
Wait, is his name Yuri or Yura, or what was his name?
I think it was Yura.
Okay, Yuria, I think, maybe something.
That's probably correct.
That creepy guy who was supposed to be related to the Barmas, I guess.
Yeah, Yura or Yuri, yes.
I will say,
is the thing that makes peace smell.
I will say, the one character to come back for the ending of this that I did not fucking expect, the Cheshire Cat. Bro, Mochizuki remembered that existed in the toy box and was like, you know what?
I made all these cool characters. I can use them now.
Right, man, I have this character I can use. Hold on, I can still use it very end here. I technically killed them.
I was like, oh my god, Cheshire Cat is back. Hell yeah. Where the hell were you for the rest of the story? But fine, sure, you're back for the end, I guess. We need more characters that can fight because you killed off the other ones. Why not? You just killed off Break too, one of the best ones that we had. So okay, whatever. That was a big takeaway for me this week, and also we got backstory ish on the chain that Vincent has. That's the headhunter. Apparently it's that Miranda person, Miranda Barma or whatever.
Barma, yeah.
Who we saw for like a couple scenes. I made a joke last week. Wow, Mochizuki can only write like insane women, and it was either insane women or women that she doesn't care to talk about anymore. It was like one or the other, I think. And I was like, wow, Miranda has been introduced, and it's another crazy woman. And now this week we're getting lore about her being that chain. And I'm just here like, did I need this added lore?
You didn't.
Did she, like, do anything for the story except say, I want, was it Glenn's head? She wanted somebody's head.
It's Oswald, yeah.
Oswald. I wanted Oswald's head specifically. Which, made me realize, okay, maybe I should have picked up the connection that she probably could have been the headhunter chain, you know, off with their heads or whatever, once she talked about that. But that moment was just like me being like, oh, so that's, I mean, I guess that connection makes sense. And then I moved on because I was like, okay, but this doesn't matter towards literally anything else. I never knew anything about that character other than that she was crazy. I don't know what I was supposed to gain from that reveal. I feel like it was supposed to be an impactful reveal during the conclusion of things. And yet, I'm just here like, why? Why did that happen? That was a small bit. And then, personally for me, all of the events of how we wrap this up, okay, I got confused on several levels. And I mean several levels. First of all, okay, we had a whole bunch of stuff trying to get resolved for several characters, which I understood was going to happen. Echo and Noise and Duldy, Duldum, all that kind. I don't know who or what or when or how we felt about any of this whole journey that was happening with all of that. All I know is I saw those last scenes where it was Echo and Oz being really close and cute with each other, and I was like, man, I liked Echo for those scenes. I don't know what the fuck we were doing for Echo's entire backstory, though. I don't understand it. I don't know.
She got to be important just long enough to get killed off.
Yeah, exactly.
What you forgot to mention is right after that, Oz just steals her drip. Just straight up.
Yeah, why did he do that?
It looks better on him, though, than a lot of characters. Like, let's be real.
Sure it does. I didn't understand why we did it, though. But yeah, I can agree with that.
Well,
Listen,
you know.
If it looks cool, okay, if Mochizuki feels like picking up that toy and being like, okay, now he's going to look like a Baskerville. All right, sure, whatever.
And with that, we can draw another parallel to Mineko.
Why not? Sure. It's all Mineko, you know. You got the tea parties, you know. Yeah.
Stealing drip.
Yeah, that's the only thing that happens in Umineko. Drip being stolen. That's true. That is true.
And tea parties. That's it.
And tea parties.
Only two things.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
Small bombs get eaten.
Of course, those are important part.
I did want to also note one of the bonus meme comics is like a joke anime adaptation of a magical girl series involving Lacey, which features an interview between the character artist person, who I guess also did the art, part of the art for the Pandora Hearts anime. Is an interview between her and Mochizuki about like the fake anime production of this magical girl show, and in it they mention, yeah, so there was 255 episodes, and Lacey doesn't actually use magic until 254 episodes in. Her magic wand is only meant for beating people. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Nice.
You know, it's like Harry Potter, where I don't think he actually casts a spell till like the third book.
Damn, holy shit.
Just beat people with a stick. I mean, what else is it good for?
It's a very strong melee weapon, okay?
It could be pretty effective. Yeah, it could be pretty effective.
I don't want to be a magical girl. Now available on YouTube.
Where do we go? Yes.
I guess,
what do you say?
I guess we can stay with the Echo stuff for a bit longer. The whole Echo Noise stuff, how it was Noise is the original person who made a contract with a chain that is basically Tweedledee and Tweedledum from Alice in Wonderland. And then the reverberation of that is the one that's trying to like keep her sane, and that is the Echo that we knew, and all of that. And I understood that much, but I didn't really care for it that much.
That's what's the important part, is I don't care.
I will say, all right, for myself at least, I couldn't understand most of what was going on in that. I think primarily because we introduced like 6 different names for her. I was like, you You gotta not do that. This is too much. Like, you're already confusing me about which one's supposed to be the chain and which one's not. At this point, I just assume all of the versions of her are supposed to be a chain, for all I fucking know at this point. Okay? So, I was getting fucking confused with that, and most of it was fueled by the different names. All of which appeared to have a connection with Oz missaying one of those 6 names whenever he talked to her. And then he supposedly says it correctly.
More confusion to the end. It's a lot.
And I was just there like, oh, this is supposed to be like an integral thing that is now very emotional at this point in time. I didn't realize, because we had like 6 different names involved with her identity. And Oz, I don't think Oz really paid attention to the other names for any of them at that point. I don't know if he said the names for any of the other ones. Maybe he might have said Zwei at some point. I think that was one of the names. I think.
Emphasis on things.
Zwei was the one that took over Gil at the very beginning.
Okay. I believe you. I don't know for sure. I believe you, though. You can tell me
oh,
anything about what each name did, and I'd believe you.
Remind me, what volume was that again? Was volume 2 or something? Was it 3?
No, the ceremony.
Yeah, the ceremony, the very first chapter, right?
Like, yeah, like the first or second chapter.
I'm gonna choose this why the second time. We'll get a better look at them.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I fuck if I know. Yeah.
Okay, I'll look for it myself.
You do it. I believe in you.
Because my brain, I'm like, I wasn't like Zwei taller then, but maybe I'm.
Well, some of those sequences where I tried to show them together, I was just like anything involving heights, I just assume were like thematic or symbolic fuckery because they're both just in the same body.
Damn it, you're right.
So I'm just like, I got no idea if this shit's real. Like, and that was my another big problem I had for this week, because we were doing Abyss bullshit this week. A lot of it is like, we're talking to Alice, Lacey, Alice, but in quotes. We're like, the intention in the Abyss, we're treating like Alice like 4 different things as well, or something.
Yeah, Alice is on her way to kill Alice to save Alice. What's wrong?
Of course, my bad.
Alice, why the half
My bad.
and two? Why not?
When I kept seeing Lacey, Alice over and over again, I honestly just kept thinking back to Aztec saying, "Oh yeah, it's Levi. It's evil spelled backwards," and I just kept thinking about that.
Listen.
You see, Alice used her Keyblade on herself.
Okay, all right.
And then it was
Yes.
a heartless grant to nobody.
You joke, but listen, it honestly felt like
I can
Kingdom
taste
Hearts
that
shit to
sea
be
salt
going
ice
on.
cream now.
Kingdom Hearts made more sense.
That, you see, I would agree with that. I think I would agree with that. Like, oh my god,
It may or may not make more sense on like a grand scale, but at least in the moment, you can mostly follow what's going on.
Emphasis on mostly.
Here, I'm trying to think how I word my confusion with this stuff, because
While you do that, I can stall for you.
okay, what do you got for us?
I'm glad of all the things that we took from Kingdom Hearts, it's Levi is evil spelled backwards.
Listen,
Yes,
right?
obviously.
We it's true. It's true from what I understand.
It
It's
is
true.
true. From our local sources, this is a true fact.
It's true. It's gonna be added to the book club culture along with it was Mer people. Okay, it's gonna be right next to it. All right.
And small bombs.
And the small bombs, of course. You gotta have the small bombs, the wokays, all that. When I read this, and we go from Break is dead to okay, we're
Stop
running
saying
this.
that.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, it's
Kevin.
too soon. It's too soon. I know. Kevin is dead. Yes.
It's like Kevin's at a farm upstate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's having a tea party in another tale with Emily on his shoulder. Don't worry. Okay,
Oh,
they're fine.
oh.
They're fine. What did they do with Emily when Break died? By the way, what happened to Emily?
I
It's
don't-
adopted to a
Yeah,
loving
you know.
family.
Oh, okay. Which family? The Baskervilles?
My house.
Oh, are you one of the
They were
great,
found a week
the new
later.
Great Dukes or something? We dissolved all the
Yeah.
Great Dukes in the end, right?
I'm gonna
Is
kill
that what
those
happened?
fuckers again.
Again.
Whoa.
And then
Is that what
show
Emily's
you
telling you to
again.
do? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
she's like Sablier 0.3.
We have to recreate the tragedy again.
We're doing
to keep
it.
going.
I'll do it again
We're
too.
sending it.
That
Emily's
would've
an
been a
agent of
cool-
chaos.
That would have been a cool idea, though, to that they have to keep recreating it, like to appease the jury
The
or
Emily
whatever.
gods.
And
I
it just
think
gets
it
like
would
faster
be.
and faster or whatever.
It would also be neat is that they have to keep all the members that were, every person that played a role in that whole thing also has to be alive. So it would be kind of cool. Like you'd have to have enemies and heroes alive at the same time. I wish they played more with the time stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Well, when she does, she doesn't really keep the same rules because we see
Yeah.
we get told that the Baskervilles can manipulate, that they're not affected by the time or whatever, that they can manipulate some things. And we see that Vincent, he's a Baskerville, so young Vincent is able to see Ada. Okay, whatever. But then we see the main Baskervilles run into their past selves. And
Yes.
No,
There's,
it's
like-
not Baskervilles that can see it. It's the child of whatever.
Ill omen.
Red
No.
eyes.
no, it was the Baskervilles that they said could manipulate it. I'm
That's
pretty sure.
that was how I understood it too. It was both of them had some kind of things that they could do there. From what I understand, it was the
Yeah.
Baskervilles could actually interfere with things with the past, and the Childs of Ill Omen could see things there. I forget what it was.
The Childs of Ill Omen could definitely affect the abyss or whatever too. So
What I remembered was they go there and they immediately establish the rule of, we're in the past, but we can't really affect anything. Well, you guys can't affect anything. I could, though. So you guys, you can go ahead. I'm going to do this other thing, though, because I don't want to be running into anything or whatever. And I said to myself, okay, maybe that works for this party, but half of everybody else involved with the story at this point is a Baskerville. So I don't really know.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, like you said, they see you're seeing Lottie, seeing Fang and all that, but apparently they're not able to interact with that either. But they're supposed to be Baskervilles too. I was like, oh, all right, well,
yeah, and there's I think they kind of hint that the past Fang could see the current Lottie because there's a lot of I don't know if she was trying to convey that Lottie is just really emotional at seeing him, and that's why we see the small panels of her looking at him and stuff, or if Fang is actually seeing her, and I don't know what they were trying to convey, but it's still in general. I'm just why? We just established that the Baskervilles. I'm trying to look and see if I can find the exact part where they say.
I think the thing about this the most that kind of surprised me was one of the main things I've praised about this series throughout our entirety of reading it is how Mochizuki handles the theme of trauma with all these characters. And we have focused heavily on the tragedy of Sablier as a big joining moment for the source of trauma for a lot of the people, and residual trauma for a lot of the people as a result of 100 years of aftermath of this kind of thing. And in the end, when we actually get to the tragedy, I think most of the cast that are there had nothing to do with the tragedy of Sablier. They were just people later on who just like Ada being there. But Ada was like, oh, but I see young. Ada's like, but I could see young Vincent. I'm talking with young Vincent right now somehow, because he's a child of ill omen back then, so he can see me, I guess, even though I'm not supposed to be interacting with these things. That was and I'm just like, okay, focusing on the tragedy of Sablier as a core focus to resolve a lot of things with these characters and like make it a big impact. I might be able to understand that if like our cast that's involved with this and that is having these moments were actually affected by this. Ada did not exist at all for any of this. Her only connection to it is that young. Her connection there is just that young Vincent is there, and she loves future Vincent.
I want to say how fucking funny it was that Ada got brought in to be a plot device and then immediately yeeted out.
Yoinked out.
It is very funny.
What were you gonna say, Anne?
I think the problem is less that it's not characters that were directly affected by it, because there is a point maybe in terms of how trauma and its effects ripple out.
Sure.
In that way.
Right,
like,
yeah.
But these weren't characters.
Yeah.
That's
the big thing, I think, for me. Like, Ada could have had a very interesting storyline going for her. You know, they introduced, like, Vincent's trying to manipulate her, you know, and then it turns out, Uno Reverse, she's actually a crazy occult person, and then we did nothing, literally nothing with that. I don't remember us doing anything with that.
To then write about a woman.
We introduced that, and then every chance we got for her to have a moment, we just kicked her out of the scene. Every time.
Before we dive down the bastardization of Ada Vesalius, I found the Baskerville meddling quote. I don't see what chapter this is on, but it's on it's like page 4, retrace XCV. I'm not doing that math.
Okay.
And it's where they're deciding to leave Ada there in the corridor alone, because Gil is like, hey, you know, we can't, you know, normal people can't interfere with things. We Baskervilles have leave to meddle with the past. Otherwise, it would be impossible to alter history. So,
about that,
Gil himself says Baskervilles can meddle with the past. Now, to what extent? That's up to Mochizuki when she feels like it.
I just want to know how the fuck Gil knows all of this. How does he understand things like this?
Sometimes I kind of wonder if it was just like put in there because it just sounds cool. It's like,
yeah.
I think it was mostly off vibes.
Mochizuki was like, listen, we're gonna involve time stuff now, but I want it to be a weird in-between thing. I want it to actually be the tragedy this time, okay? It's not a dream sequence, it's not a fake thing. They're actually there. But they can't change anything about it. Okay, that's fine. I can understand that, okay, as a time travel story enthusiast, but if you are going to do that, you gotta put in the work for them to not affect it in some way. As in, like, they're there during the events, but no matter what they've done, they just happen to never actually get involved with things. You could just easily say it's because everybody's already fucking dead at this point. Okay, and everybody else is just gone.
And they start getting Back to the Future.
Yeah, you know, they just start disappearing. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh no!
Like the part that's I find the Lottie Fang part just so weird because it's one of those plots, I guess a plot hole that could so easily be filled by just having them like come. They're walking down a corridor. They see them past selves, and like Lottie holds them back and says, "We shouldn't be seen." And then they just overhear Fang say, "I think our master is this way." And then they leave, and you still have the shots of Lottie like looking wistfully at Fang. And then you don't have any plot points where it's like, why can the Baskervilles not see each other?
Like it feels like it's Mochizuki clearly
they can specifically interact with the past. It wasn't the past for those other two.
listen. They were trying. Mochizuki was clearly trying to make that like an emotional moment, and I was just like, okay, but Fang was like a dude I knew for like a couple chapters. I didn't know this guy personally, I didn't realize Lottie had a deep connection. I understand at this point we've had it established that the Baskervilles are like their own little found family. We had the nice background story about how Lily got involved with them, and they all put like the little symbol on their faces too, just to match up with her. You know, that wasn't a thing until she got involved, essentially, and they just wanted to make her part of the family. Like, I understood that bit from the past. That was the only bit from the Baskerville family that actually made me see them as a family, because all the other scenes we've seen of the Baskervilles was all the women being crazy and horny for Vincent. That was pretty much the only other scenes I remember seeing of the Baskerville crew. Like, we had Fang, who died fighting Break, I believe, or Ray. I think it was Break. And then you have Doug, who I think... Did Doug survive? I don't even know if Doug's still there. That's the thing. Exactly. Who is Doug? I don't fucking know Doug.
I remember who Doug is, but like...
I genuinely
Doug
don't.
shows up every here and there.
I only remembered Fang. I only remembered Fang because like there was Fang and there was Doug, and I was like, okay, well, Fang's dead, and he was like the cooler of the two male Baskervilles I knew. So you know, I don't know who the fuck Doug is, and Fang didn't really have much going on for him either. I don't know.
I'm genuinely not sure if Doug had a single line in this series.
I think he did. I just couldn't remember. I couldn't tell you where it is.
But like,
But the fact that we're not certain.
The fact that
isn't
those
great.
two characters had zero background developed with them when every single other member of that crew did was like, what the fuck is happening with that? Because it made me... Because it made me think that there was going to be a lot more fodder Baskervilles when we introduced those two characters, and then they had like nothing developed with them, and then one of them just died. It made me think there was just a ton of fodder Baskervilles that we were just going to go through, and that Lottie might be like one of the key people. And that ended up not being the case. These are the only Baskervilles we know, apparently, and we just did not give a fuck about those two. All right, that's fine. That's whatever. Okay, if we don't want to care about those two, that's fine. We don't want to care about those two. But then we tried to have an emotional moment about Lottie seeing Fang. And I'm like, you did not earn this. I don't feel anything for this. Other than that Lottie feels sad that, like, she knows a little less people now, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Those are my thoughts on that, I guess. Yeah. What is the Shadow?
Okay, if we had the quiz, one of the questions definitely had to be name one line from Doug, and no one would get it.
I wouldn't know. Listen, you could have lied to me, told me what he said,
That's
and
the
I'd
problem,
believe you.
could have lied to you.
You could have just lied to me.
The negotiation.
It'd be an essay question, okay? Write a backstory for Doug, and then I'd pick my favorite one, okay? Just
He
make
lives
up
with
one.
his two friends on an island.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is it called Rokijima?
I know it's called Destiny Island.
Okay, so... Yes, the Baskerville stuff. Lily had a moment this week, too. Echo had her whole thing. Lily had their thing. Lily's thing was... I hate you. I want to kill Break for killing Fang. Give me Break's body. I want to...
No.
Oh, yeah, Rain was just like, no, we're not doing that.
Not doing that, fuck you.
Rain, after his whole speech ahead of time was like, I have no abilities, I have no intention of fighting you. For this reason, you probably shouldn't want to fight me either. We have no reason to actually fight. So, you know, if you'd like to kill me, you can. And she's like, okay, bet, I will. And then, like, we kept stopping her. And then she's like, okay, fine, I won't kill him. All right, I guess we're friends now.
And Sharon's like, I need to marry this man.
Immediately, the body's not even cold yet, all right, for Break. And immediately.
Exactly. We need posthumous marriages.
I noticed that immediately, and then in the conclusion stuff, where it was like, here's what happened after those events, okay? So, Duke Barma was actually alive, and he met up with the grandma there, whose name I can't remember. Was her name Cheryl? Sharon? I forget which one's which.
Something like that.
Cheryl?
Okay, so Cheryl.
It was Cheryl, because I only remember because I didn't remember she fucking existed.
And So like the Duke Barma met up with Cheryl and immediately is like, oh, okay, we saved the day, yeah. And there's like an emotional back and forth between them, and then he was immediately like, so let's get married. The ceremony will be as soon as we get back. She's like, I have no intention of marrying you. And then it's just like, and then he spent his years not getting married to her, and then he died. But he was happy with it in the end. I was like, what the fuck is this outro for? His entire life was about wanting to get married with her, and then not getting married to her, and then he died. The end.
That's a nice story.
Hey, it's accurate to real life.
Let's not jump ahead.
I just wanted to point it out because of the other marriage thing that happened this week. Like that was.
I'm just glad Joe Rogan fans are getting some representation.
I was the one that mentioned that, but let's go back to somewhere else. Cheshire Cat. Yeah. Cheshire Cat comes back.
His favorite character.
The more you
really
look at that
cool.
design, it just really screams like not protagonist, but like a main character design, like you were saying.
Yep.
When he first showed up, and
Main
it really
character-ish.
is fascinating that we just never see Cheshire Cat.
His design,
The
and
whole
also
series.
like when you make a character just black ink, like that's a lot of effort. You had to
Yep.
paint all of that in there
Yep.
for what? To show she must have gotten tired. I think that's my only conclusion.
Which
is I ain't gonna do this for
you bringing that up,
20 more
it did.
panels.
It did not get unnoticed to me that Gil, having black hair and a lot of black outfits in several panels. We just did not bother coloring him. We were just like, oh, he's white, but for like thematic reasons of the scene or whatever. And I was like, okay, it's probably for that reason. We just didn't feel like inking in all that stuff or whatever. So when I look at Cheshire Cat's design, yeah, I do agree that might also be a big factor in it with that kind of thing, but still I'm just like, you introduce this as like a super like big entrance type character, all right? This is a big thing. It made a huge impact on me. I think for several weeks afterwards I was like, where is Cheshire Cat? Why are we not bringing Cheshire Cat back into this?
You were like, all right, next week,
He's gonna be there.
He's gonna be
They'll
back.
put Cheshire Cat. They'll put
I didn't
Cheshire
actually
Cat.
I
know
like
they will.
at a certain point, I just gave up on assuming Mochizuki remember. At some point, I think I had convinced myself that when they had, was it Break or Vincent? One of those characters destroyed the bell of like the memories that was related to that scene. I think I just assumed that also meant Cheshire Cat was dead, but I guess not. Or past time travel things meant that he wasn't dead anymore. I don't even know anymore. I'll be honest with you, I don't understand how Cheshire Cat is back. I was just, I clapped when I saw Cheshire Cat was back, and then I was also just like, okay, I guess I'm glad that he's back, but also, why are you back? What purpose do you serve? Is it just because we've run out of fighters? Like, what is happening here?
Gotta tag in somebody.
We killed Break, so we gotta get in another character. So I was like, okay, so now we introduce him. Now he's also gonna die, then, right? Like, what's going on here? What side is he on? Who's he rooting for? And I don't even think he knew which side he was on, because he was just like, there's an Alice that I like and I want to protect, and then there's another one who doesn't really like me, and I don't really know what to do with that. And there's this Alice, I don't know what your motivations are. Cheshire Cat. I don't know which side you're rooting for. I do remember the one thing that I did call early on in our reading of this. I did call that at some point we were going to try to have the Baskervilles be the good guys. We got to weird ways to get there, I think. I still don't really know how we won in the end, but essentially they were all pretty much convinced to stop. The big bad in the end wasn't even Jack now after a certain point. We just kind of dealt with that off screen and then did a flashback to say that we dealt with that, and the dealing with that was just saying, hey, Jack, can you trust me to handle this? He was like, all right, fine, try it. Was I misreading that scene? That felt like exactly what happened. It was just them saying, let's make a deal. I will try to save Alice and everyone together, because this is not the kind of world that she would want to live in, the world that you're trying to set up, Jack. So just let me try to handle this, okay? And then I'll give my body over to you, and then you could speak with the intention of the abyss, just we could do that, and then we'll see what happens. And he was like, all right, fine. But like the whole time he was intending to like, when we get to that moment, I'm just gonna tell her not to listen to them, and then she'll listen to me, and then I will win. And then he'd been like convinced at that point to not do that, and unintentional. Well, he was like saying the words of what basically Oz wanted him to say, but the whole time he's thinking to himself, why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? It's because he was like convinced to be decent for the good of like
Do
Alice's
one right
future.
thing in your life.
Yeah. Which worked out because Alice, Lacey, the intention of the best or whatever, was responding like, I feel like I actually see the real you now, Jack. After all this time, this is finally the actual you, the words that you're saying. I know you're telling me that you've been lying to me the whole time, but, I'm glad to actually see you not try to pretend to be somebody else. Because we had like a couple panels, we had a cool shot this week that was Jack explaining that after he met Alice and after they had their whole backstory together and his life became obsessed with Alice, he started just learning how to lie. Lacey, yes, sorry. I often get the names confused.
What's the fucking difference?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. Listen, after he became obsessed with Lacey, Alice, and all them, he started like lying naturally to people, changing how he is to people, trying to manipulate to like climb up and like get things the way he wants. And there's a shot of him as he explains this where like there's just a bunch of different like masks of faces underneath him, because he's having to change how he acts and is presenting to people in order to achieve what he is obsessed with at this point. And so in this moment where he's revealing all this stuff to Alice, or Lacey, Intention of the Abyss, she's responding like, this is the actual real you. So even though he's saying all this stuff, there's like, wow, you lied to me. Wow, you did this, you did that. It's like he's being real with her at least. He's like revealing who he actually is. And she's like, that's all I really wanted. I just don't want to be alone. And, if I'm going to be hanging with you, I want you to at least be real with me. That was the kind of the feelings I was getting out of that. But then we disappeared. So do we win, or did they die, or are we in like heaven, or in the abyss, or
Everyone is happy in the Golden Land.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, I'm glad the guy who orchestrated like hundreds of deaths got a redemption arc based off not doing something once.
So Oz convinces Jack that because Jack this entire time has been basically, I'm going to bring the world to the abyss because that's what Lacey wants. Even though it's obviously not anything, but it's just him, wanting to do something. But the thing that gets Oz to convince Jack is that he tells him, like, no, the abyss is actually this beautiful place, and that's what Lacey loved. She wouldn't want it to be defiled.
Right.
And my question is, maybe this was in the previous readings and I skimmed over it or something, but how did she convince herself that giving birth in the abyss, which she, as far as we know, consented to, would not defile the abyss? Giving birth in a place that has a sentience, literally an entire horror subgenre of pregnancy and such. How did she convince herself that that would not defile the abyss or just mess with it in some way? Like
It's a miracle of creation, Ari.
Like I get, like, I guess you could say that she just thought that, she's going to die, so the abyss needs somebody to be there with it. Like, maybe this will bring it comfort. But that just feels like such a leap, because you have to leap to that over I am going to be giving birth inside this entity, and hopefully the child will, because the goal of it is for the child to live in the abyss, and that is just horrifying. And we're supposed to believe that like her entire thing is like, well, I don't want to defile the abyss. What the fuck are you doing? What?
Yeah, because I was confused by both that, and I was like, okay, but how much of what Lacey did was just because her brother / Levi or whatever / Oswald was just telling her to do in her final days or whatever? I was like, okay, how much of this was like just them saying, hey, you're gonna die, you might as well do this for us, and how much of it was like, oh yeah, I want to do this or whatever. But then she's like, yeah, I want a happy world across all the tales or whatever, where we're all together, and I just don't want to be lonely. And I don't know, I don't understand it.
It's another one of those things where I feel like it would have been, at least for me, my problem with it would have been easily solved by like just a little one-off line where she's like, where she, clarifies, yeah, I want to, I think that this will help the abyss. I want to give it somebody to be there for it.
Right.
Somebody that will be there, and hopefully it will turn out good, that this will help the abyss. Maybe she mentioned something like that earlier and I didn't read it, but like, having Oz at the end just say, oh no, she didn't want you to defile it like this. Oh,
Listen.
did she not?
Oopsies.
Because then we also have Lacey at the end see Oswald when they're going through the abyss and seeing the memories and such, which is actually the past. And she turns to Oswald and says, brother, forgive me. It's like, oh, well, that would have made sense if she, had... Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest,
in
when
a similar vein... No, go on.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna be honest, when we saw that scene where it's like, oh, that's why she said that she meant it for this reason. Oh, was she saying it to me instead of me of now instead of me in the past? I was like, I didn't even remember that happened. I was honestly at that point. I didn't even remember that line
just
happened.
Saw it happen, yeah.
So I was like, am I supposed to be emotionally involved with whatever additional context this was adding? I didn't get that, if that's what I was supposed to feel. I think that's the reoccurring theme for me with how we concluded things here. There's a lot of things that I feel like I was meant to have an emotional connection with, but we didn't properly set it up for me to really care at this point.
Yeah.
I did cry a few times, but it was mainly towards the end with like the, Gil and Oz stuff, but like,
Yeah.
the actual main trio, but
Exactly, yeah.
I did, similarly though to the Lacey stuff, I did find it funny where at one point Leo just turned to Levi and is just like, hold up, you're the reason literally all of this is happening. Where Leo's like, wait a second. You are patient zero. You started literally every single problem we have right now because you got her pregnant. You're the problem.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And he's just like, well, I'm not bored anymore.
He's like, I'm not bored. Maybe if you weren't being such a bitch, Leo, okay, maybe you could do something about it.
It's like, look,
Maybe
I'm
you play with
dead.
me more.
None of this is my problem.
I did really like that part though, because it's like, yeah, this is literally all of this is blame on Levi.
It's Levi sparked everything, and then Jack certainly did not help with how his obsession has led him to try to go about ending the world, essentially.
Levi started the fire. Lacey, grabbed a little bit, grabbed some kindling and put it on the fire, and then Jack grabbed gasoline.
Yep. Oh my god. And, there's a point I was going to bring up. I think it was related to Jack, but I don't remember now. Jack, I don't know if I've talked, because I've brought up my whole themes of trauma or whatever throughout the reading stuff. Jack's whole thing seems to be about, trauma of abandonment over time. We see him at the very beginning, not really knowing anything much about his background when we were first introduced to his actual backstory. He's just in an alleyway and then meets Lacey. We do eventually find out that he was like a like a bastard child of the Vesalius family. So he was kind of like ignored and abandoned by that family. But more directly, the because of how he was treated by that, when he met Lacey and he felt a genuine connection with this person, for like probably the first time in his life, and it just became an obsession for him as a result, and then losing them in the future, and then the thought of ever losing them again. It was a whole thing where the trauma response there is the obsession and willingness to do anything out of desperation to not be abandoned by the one you care about, even if like they do not. I mean, in this case, I don't really know how much they didn't care about Jack, but here it's more so like even I think he directly said, even if Lacey hated me or didn't care about me or like was in love with somebody else, I would still be obsessed with her and just want to be by her side or whatever. I think he'd like literally said that in one of the flashback things or whatever. And it's, trying to show us how that is very much unhealthy in a lot of ways, which it was very effective at doing that for me, for Jack, for showing me, hey, what Jack is doing is very fucked up, very bad, and he's literally trying to end the world for this person who does not want the world to be ended. I guess she wants that. I don't really know what she wants because we don't really get to.
He does kind of end up rewarded for it in the end, though.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Jack's winning is all I can say.
Is that true? I don't know who. I know we won, but
he doesn't really get punished. I'm not sure if he gets rewarded, but he doesn't
He
get
gets away with it.
punished as much as he should.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Though I guess that's subjective.
Which brings me towards another character this week who also had a big emotional resolution. Vincent got a whole thing about Ada saying, I don't care what you've done, I don't care all the horrible things you've done, I will forgive you, I will be there for you. And Vincent's just like, I don't care about you, please leave me alone. But
I forgive you. Really?
Everyone's favorite, Vincent.
Everyone's favorite.
What were you gonna say, Ari?
Vincent was giving off huge 2012 Ultimate Love Interest vibes in the last 2 volumes. But yet he's laughing. She knows what I mean. Like,
Vincent is totally not the mean boyfriend.
Literally, literally, he's just the nicest thing he says to Ada, who is his love interest, is
Allegedly.
He hugs her while basically saying, I hate you and you disgust me.
Leave me
and
alone.
His final
God, he's
act
annoying.
of kindness in 30,000 quotes, is to not be with her because, well, I age a little differently. And that's it. But like
in my notes, it's like, yeah, what woman would want like an unaging, handsome husband? Like,
Plus to me.
like he. Okay, first off, aside from the fact that like we see because we're never really given an estimate for the Baskervilles regenerative, the stats, the hard stats on it, but it seems like they're able to live for around 100 years because that's the kind of estimate they give at the end, where it's like, oh well, maybe in 100 years we'll see Oz and Alice again. And, Vincent dies at the very end.
What a chump.
But, not only is it just like, okay, well, that's not that big a time difference. Like, in reality, that means that, you know, Ada would die before you, so that's not really that big a
You
problem
get like
for
an extra like
her.
20 years.
That's
You're
more
doing good.
your issue. And that's also like not that big a time difference. But then like we've also got the whole like just the what's the term? Not empowerment, but depowerment. The misogyny of not letting your, because Ada doesn't get any say in it at all, you know. It's just Vincent making all these decisions for her. He decides that she is going to be thrown back into the real world while they go to the depths of the abyss. Okay, that makes sense, but that's still something that he decided for her, and despite her protest, she was not given any choice.
Yep.
But then, you know, the whole, oh, well, I'm just going to tell her I died. You know, Gil's going to tell her that I died, and I'm just not going to be with her because, you know, that's, you know, we're Baskervilles. We shouldn't, you know, we live different lives, and it's like you decided that for her though. You didn't even hear her opinion on it, let alone give her a choice. Like, the audacity of this bitch. But
I
just
mean,
really,
we do know he hates her.
but they also try to set it up as like, oh, but he's doing this because he just really loves her. But it's in such a 2012 ultimate love interest way, where it's like, no, this man is just abusive and a misogynist.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a good man.
This is a man who
Can't believe
started the
this
series.
misogyny in Pandora Hearts.
This is a man who started the series surrounding himself with the craziest women that wanted his dick that he could find. And then the one girl who he thought was not insane that he was trying to manipulate, the moment that it turned out that she is insane, he just wanted nothing to do with her. Like, it's how it feels like in the scenes. Every chance that we get, we just kick her out of the scene. And so, you know, he's like, listen, okay, we got enough on the quota of the insane women that are into me, okay? You're not involved in that anymore, right? That's how it was feeling to me. And I was like, wait. And then it kept trying to do, you know, the whole, oh, he hates her in like quotes, but it's like, it's for a whole reasons of making her life better or whatever, you know. He's rejecting her here so that she can have a better life. But like, yeah, like you said, we don't feel like talking to her about that at all, how she feels about that, because I mean, she just vocally said, you know, I forgive you, I want to be with you, I want to be there to help you make sure you have a reason to live, can we please just be a thing? And he's like, yeah, okay, but what if you like went back through the shadow thing and just left here? What if you just did that?
It's just so like I want to like Vincent because some of the parts of his character are interesting, because you've got the whole like he is reshaping himself all around his trauma and trying to get forgiveness around that. I like his design, but then you've got this parts where it's just like, damn, you'd fit in good in like Amnesia.
The horror game?
Let's not talk about Amnesia now. Let's not bring up Amnesia, okay? We don't have all night.
Yes, we do.
There were no cages in Pandora.
What the fuck? What the
Well,
fuck?
wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Anyway,
I love the house in Fata Morgana.
Sheena, were you going to say something? I saw you on mute.
No, I was trying really hard to think of a cage scene, but I can't think of it.
There's probably a cage at some point. Maybe. There might have been. Metaphorical cages, maybe. There's definitely chains. There's definitely chains, okay? People are being chained up.
There was an Iron Maiden. That's pretty close.
They kept Break in a cell at some point, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was close enough.
Fucking stayed there.
You think they'll skip Emily like a tiny mini cage?
So rude.
They tried to show Emily to break to like torture him, and then he immediately just kicked Lily when he
Break's
got too close with
powerful.
it.
I was
This
so
is true.
glad that we got break scenes this week.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Break's corpse just in every panel.
No, he was alive during the theme party. It was good.
Breaks
I think it
corpse
was
as
nice
we're just
that they
feeling.
let him be there, like, you know, not just in spirit, you know.
I like how break dying. We immediately had to have an argument about what's going to happen with the body. This is a very integral part to everything going on.
I found that really disrespectful, but understandable considering how powerful of an entity he was. Like, you know, controversy will always follow with figures that are so heroic and.
I just want to know. They were like, "Give us."
That's a word you can use.
They were just like, "Give us Break's body, okay? We need revenge for Fang." And I'm like, "What are you? He's dead. What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna bring him back just to kill him again? What are you planning to do? What's the idea?"
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you and then kill you again.
Like,
what's wrong with Chad?
Like, why do we really care about it so badly at this point? I understand they're upset, but fucking take it on a Raim or something at this point. I don't know what to tell you. Fucking Break's dead already. What do you want from him? Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say that.
I was just kind of ignoring
that's
Lily every time she was on the
Very
page.
upsetting.
Honestly, I probably should have at a certain point too, because like we had supposedly a lot of stuff happening with Lily in those scenes, and in the end, it was just her saying, "I guess we're friends now, right? We're friends now." I'm like, okay, I guess we somehow got here through Raim saying, "Yeah, but what's the point in fighting us right now at this point? We can just like move on."
Raim, the man who shot Lily.
Yes.
Point blank, too.
Yes. Here's the gun I shot you in the head with. You can you may choose to use this how you like with me. And I think it even flashed back to in one of the panels to the scene where he's just shooting her in the head, and I'm just like laughing, like, bro, are we really gonna have these two reunite and bond over that moment? Remember the time I shot you in the fucking head? Good times. Anyways,
He's just like Mr. Match. What can I
I
say?
thought that's some of my best friends.
you know, I mean, if you can survive it, I guess. If you can't, though, you
Oh, I
know,
didn't.
it's- Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Hey, Chad, I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
Check OBS. Do you still have Break on there?
I have it on there. I just don't have it turned on. He is there. If I turn him on
Okay.
now, though, I
Turn it
think he's
back
gonna
on.
be blocking Turndo. Wait, where is he?
That's okay.
No, he's not. He's like on the edge. He's on the edge. He's right there. There he is.
Turn him on.
With Emily. Okay.
Yay!
There you go. You happy? I'll shrink him down so he's about our size too.
Finally.
There you go. He's a part of the podcast. Wow.
If Mochizuki
Part of our
won't do it,
part.
I will.
I will probably forget that he's there when we go to do Bloom Into You, so it's going to be interesting for Break to be a part of
So
that.
he's
book
gonna
club.
show up and,
Break into you.
yo.
Whoa, now.
Welcome to the podcast, Kevin.
That's the Dojin. That's the Dojin.
Whoa. Okay. Do we have anything else to say about Break and or Vincent and or Lily? I don't really even know what I have to say about I guess she was supposed to have some sort of development this week. I don't really care. I don't really care. I don't know. I didn't really get to know her at all, other than I liked that one backstory, like I said, where it like showed how much of a found family the Baskervilles were. Like they just put the mark on their faces to like match up and make her feel like a part of them, you know? Like they were real for that. And that was pretty much the only real thing I got out of Lily being there. Because she also would just sick hound her like dog on people and murder people, so I don't really know how to feel
My
about her
favorite
redemption here. What were you gonna say, Shadow?
Personally, my favorite frame of Lily is when she got shot in the brain.
Well, that's fair. I mean, it was a pretty insane panel to happen with Raim at the time, and every time I think of Raim though in that scene, I still just get really upset when I think back to the dumb March Hare ability ass pull that we did, which only factored in just to say, hey, we're not actually gonna kill Raim this time, and then we just kept him in the thing, and it never played a part
And then
again.
he didn't fucking do anything for the rest of the series.
Yep. He showed up in the end here to say, hey, guys, we don't have to fight. And they're like, oh, we don't? He's like, no, you don't. Oh, all right, well, let's
Hey,
move
he
on.
like studied letters in the last whatever.
That's true. He did decipher the thing. Nobody else could have deciphered that. It sounded like Oz cracked the main element of the code with that, but it's fine. Only Raim could have done it.
Only he could have.
Speaking of people that were useless in the last 2 volumes, I don't remember Alice being this, like, not doing.
Oh my
I
god.
thought she did more in the ending, but no, she it's just the main things that she did was yell for people's names, and she threw herself in front of Oz when Oswald was about to kill him.
Yep.
And that was about the extent of her involvement.
I thought to myself,
finale.
exactly. I thought to myself, this is the time for Alice to finally do things and finally like become her own character, I guess. And we didn't really get that here. Yeah. So, you know,
consistent with how Alice has been treated since her introduction, basically.
Well, I guess because Oz now has the bee rabbit powers that she just can't use any powers now at the end, so she's now like, I guess, powerless. Because
Well, I
she's
guess
not
the-
Baskerville. She
No,
doesn't have
didn't
a
they say that?
I mean,
Didn't they say that
disempowered.
both of them were able to use it?
So
Well, she
here-
doesn't. So
here was how I understood it.
I mean, yeah,
the way,
but
the way I had understood it, and maybe I was misunderstanding it. While they had the contract, they were both able to use the powers. However, how they got to the intention of the abyss in the end was intentionally by going through the full rotation of the Incuse, meaning their contract was broken. Meaning that
but there were
Alice
which
didn't
means
have
that
the
you have to
powers
use the
anymore.
power. Well, because like there's several parts where she could have used her powers to at least help. Like she could have at least summoned her scythe to defend against Oz. You know when
That's true.
Glenn's about to kill him, where it's like, okay, well that would make sense if you had your powers. So I guess I don't know. I'm just kind of like, wow, you just yelled a lot in this. We didn't give you anything to do. Like you got kidnapped twice. Once by the Cheshire Cat, and then twice by your twin sister / the intention of the abyss. That's what we decided to do for you.
Fuse Hunter in chat said Alice got hard domesticated. Hate to see it. You know.
Literally.
that's
You know.
pretty much, yeah.
Literally.
Oh, okay. How do I was gonna bring up another point with all that stuff related to Alice. Maybe it was about Oz or something. Oh,
Like
the
we
Incuse.
have Oz fights several times. We've
Yep.
got Gil fight against first the chains that Glenn summons, and then again at the end when he's protecting Alice. Like we've got good fight scenes for both of them. Alice, she's the damsel both times.
Well, you
So-
see.
So I have another thing about this week that really annoyed me. The entirety of us running around here in this area was to try to figure out a way to get to the intention of the abyss. And then it turned out,
I guess.
hey, wait a minute. The Incuse, when it goes all the way around, it's just gonna take us there, right?
We're thinking there.
It's
That'll
just
be great.
gonna take us there. And I'm like, okay, then what was literally the whole point of everything else that we were doing here? If we were just gonna have that take us there
Well,
immediately.
You see, the point was to make Oz's earlier arc entirely redundant.
I was like,
because in the end, he did need to sacrifice himself.
yeah, I mean, that's the whole time. Yeah, I was just like, okay, we have to use the ink. I knew the Incuse was going to make his full rotation at some point. What happened afterward was a different thing, because we kept being told it takes you to the lowest level of the part of the abyss. Okay, all right. I didn't realize, like, this is just how we get to the big bad end that we have to deal with. Oh, okay, well then, why, what was what was
Also, I
this
guess you're dragging other people with you.
like? I like it. I don't know. Maybe it was just a thing like because they didn't realize Oz was a chain before. They didn't realize how they could use that to try to resolve things like they did here.
Well, like because we see him pull Jack aside and say, "Hey, I want to make a deal with you." We see him do that like in last week's reading. I think like right after his uncle died,
Yep.
or maybe
Yep.
right before it. Like
Something
around
like- something
that
like that.
area. So like he had this idea of using the Incubes to fall to the abyss for quite a while.
Yeah.
But first we had to defeat Oswald and stop him.
Why did we have to stop him though? Because it sounded like we could have just skipped straight to Alice and then she could have ended everything.
Because Oswald was going to go back in time and kill Lacey, which would have undone
Oh,
everything.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But then
That's
he
true.
just lost the will.
True.
He just said, "Nah."
I'm good.
It was like,
He's tired.
actually, I thought about it.
Fuse Chat says, honestly, if there's anything I hold against Pandora Hearts, it's how terribly Alice falls short of her introduction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking for real, though.
Yep.
Alice is she's definitely my favorite design in this. Even with the mini skirt, it's just such a good design because it's so unique. And if you're gonna do this kind of historical setting, it needs to either be kind of historically accurate or incredibly unique, and she is incredibly unique. I love her design. I love her initial personality, but yeah, she just yelled in these 2 volumes, which is sad.
Oh boy.
She is literally multiple people and still somehow just not a person.
That is
Aw.
that's quite a way to put it. I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it, we have I have to ask. Volumes 23 and 24 both had a version of Alice on the cover. Which one is right now on the thumbnail? Is this Lacey? Is this Alice? Is this the Intention of the Abyss? Who is this? Who is giving us this?
Well,
It's
me.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it's Shadow.
definitely Alice, but
It's Beatrice-sama.
She does look golden, I won't lie.
Sleep peacefully, our beloved witch.
Because they kept talking about like how, oh yeah, we have to merge, like the fucked up and evil Intention of the Abyss that they're quote fighting, quote. I couldn't tell if we were actually fighting or if it was just being scary in front of them. It was just like we have to.
it stabbed Gil.
Oh, that's true. It did do that.
Yeah, but that just kind of happens to him.
He's used to it. Yeah, he'll live.
Gil, he's doing his best.
I mean, he lives. He's fine. He'll walk it off. Everybody walks it off except
Baskerville. He's
everybody.
fine.
Everybody walks it off except for Elliot, Break.
They're not Baskervilles. They're not built different.
Oh, okay, true.
Break is built different.
Honestly, Break survived a lot.
He did survive
yeah.
a lot.
Like,
He
all
survived
considered.
way
He is the
longer
main
than
character.
I expected him to. He's the main character. He didn't make it to the end. How's that make you feel?
I mean, how
fine,
many
but
heroes
it's
have
just-
sacrificed themselves for the good of mankind?
Well, Elliot did it
It's just,
first.
Typical day in a protagonist.
Like,
That's true. That's true.
Elliot, he did his best. Even Vince, like, you know what? You weren't too bad, kid. You did pretty good.
Him and Elliot are just like flexing in heaven or something.
At the tea party, okay? They're all in the tea party together.
Or yeah.
Elliot
with
finally
Emily.
gets their match against Break after all this time.
I knew we were gonna get some kind of tea party scene because they kept mentioning it before they were gonna go, and I was like, bro, half you fuckers are gonna be dead before this is over. So
Well, it wasn't quite half. I'll give him that.
it's true.
I
do
liked it
like
the
that.
first time, and now I think the second time I just always resent it.
I don't know.
do like that idea of like characters making a promise they know they cannot fulfill.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
I like that, but here it was a little heavy-handed here.
Well, here the
Yeah,
annoying thing
like-
about it.
Oh, look at this delicious cake. Oh, I'm having so much fun. It's like the ladies laughing at salad. It just, I'm like,
Ladies
bitch,
laughing
just
at
pull the
salad.
trigger already. Get this over with.
I'm
That was
sorry,
me.
ladies laughing at salad is.
Yeah, ladies.
Yeah, they
laughing
do
at
that often.
salad.
They do that often. You don't know what?
You guys are the Mochizuki character?
Really? Right in front of my salad?
It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Exactly.
I mean, like, I don't
There's
mind
quality of
those
life.
kind of elements either. You know, the making the promise or whatever. And then I also don't like mind when we actually fulfill it in some kind of way. My problem, I think, here was that we did this as like a random dream sequence that we did not need to see, and I didn't understand why we were seeing it. And then we just jumped back to the story. It wasn't like a metaphorical "this is heaven" kind of thing. It was a, oh yeah, remember last week when we introduced multiple timelines, multiple tales? Yeah, this is just what one of the outcomes could have been. Don't think about what any of that implies at all. Just enjoy that nice scene, and we're gonna move on now.
Ignore that like half those people do not exist without suffering.
Yep, that's true. I did want. There was a line during that which implied still some of the fucked up shit still happened in that world. I had thought, so I was like, wait, then what has happened here? I forget what the line was though. It was about what are the people gonna say if the son of the Night Rays and the son of the Versailles are being friends together? And I'm like, oh, so they hate each other. Their families hate each other in this world too, supposedly. I feel like that was like the reason why they did hate each other was like a core reason of the result of the core reason of everything going to shit. I don't know, but that was, I was trying to ignore that though overall, because I was trying to just be like, all right, it's supposed to show us like a nice happy tea party that, you know, the fans want to get to see all the characters have their happy ending. But it was like not even like after everything happened. It wasn't at like a moment where we thought everybody died or whatever. It was just in the middle of resolving things, and then we like cut back to, oh yeah, we got to continue resolving things now.
What stuff do we still do, huh?
Like, I was like, why am I seeing this right now? There's a lot more left in this volume. And then the actual resolution of things, I still don't understand what we did to win the day. Can we explain this to me?
No.
Oh,
won,
okay,
Chad.
fair enough. We
So
won.
Oz. So
Oz?
Oz.
Oz and Alice like
Oz.
disappeared, sacrificed themselves to
So-
revert the intention of the abyss back to baby. Is that what this was? I don't understand.
So Oz.
Baby.
Apparently, his contract was with Jack rather than Alice. So
Okay.
that immediately becomes null and void once the incuse gets fully wound. So
Wait.
Jack. What?
Sorry. Okay. But
Go on.
so the reason Alice couldn't like use her powers, you said earlier, was because of the contract with Oz, and Oz was the one using the powers. But if neither of them were actually contracted with each other, then
That's a good question.
Don't worry
What?
about it.
Listen,
Don't worry about it.
Jack.
Don't worry about it.
Listen,
Sorry, I'm
listen. If
confused.
Jack is contracted, okay, with and Jack and them are the same body, I listen. Apparently, he had multiple
sorry,
contracts.
I'm not trying to CinemaSins this. I
No,
just
listen. Listen, you can have multiple contracts, right? This is the thing.
Sins.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
At
Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you,
At
Annie.
the
I don't.
At the end, they say that because Oz has a contract with Jack, that becomes null and void once the incuse gets fully wound.
Sure.
So they end up in the abyss, and Jack gets his body back because, you know, Oz's body is not his. And
Yes,
so
yep.
Oz just goes back to being the bee rabbit chain.
Okay.
And so Alice convinces the Abyss Alice to get a contract with Oz
Yep.
And so she has to call out to Oz, who is currently in that dream tea party.
Yes.
And so they make a contract, and they decide that the only way close enough to the abyss is for Oz to enter that contract and then immediately kill that Alice, the Abyss Alice, because that will kill her, because that is the entire goal here. That's what she wished Break would do.
Okay.
And so the Abyss does not want to be alone, but it likes Alice just a bit more. So it's okay with her dying, which is interesting because we previously just saw Gil having to defend Alice because the Abyss was trying to like become one with her. And so Oz kills the Abyss Alice, and and I think that just means she's dead.
You sound like
And-
the gif of Charlie with the Pepe Sylvia conspiracy board. This is what you're sounding like right now. You
Sure, whatever
No,
that
she
means.
needs to be a lot more frantic for that.
the Always Sunny like conspiracy board thing. That's what you sound like
Oh,
right
that
now.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then Alice does it. No. And so then that just means that we have regular Alice, who is just dead now.
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm still not quite sure how she died, but she is dead.
Sure, I
Because
believe
her
you.
and Oz re-enter the cycle of reincarnation that they have in this world. Somehow she died, I guess, because last we saw her, she was like being held hostage by the Abyss, and I guess it killed her.
We don't know terrorists.
And so her and Oz enter the cycle of reincarnation, and the Abyss has been like kind of reborn. Like it's now like a
Oh my
smaller Abyss. And
For this too?
Leo, I love Leo. Gonna skip ahead just a bit to the end. I love Leo,
Yeah.
but actually, we'll go back to that in a little bit. So that's kind of I think the summary of what happens.
Okay.
Because the entire goal was to get Abyss Alice was so distraught at just existing that she wanted to die, and that was causing the Abyss, the abnormality of the Abyss, and that was fracturing things, I believe.
Okay.
And so to repair that, they had to make the Abyss what it used to be again. That is, I believe, what happened, maybe.
That sounds more right than anything I could possibly think of.
Problem is, I'm still confused.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, but that's not Ari's fault.
It's not Ari's fault, but that's.
I don't know. It
Pandora's
sounds like Ari's a little confused by it too. I won't lie to you.
No, I know everything.
I don't blame Ari, okay? Ari.
Yeah.
Ari,
What's
you're doing
Doug's
great.
backstory,
You're
huh?
doing great.
Sad.
I said
Oh.
he's on Destiny Island.
Oh, that's probably true. That's probably true. Yeah.
Spaghetti, what did you take from this Alice mess?
I think it was just a very hastily put together kind of
Ending.
reincarnation tale. Like, I understand that there's like a principle of, okay, you have reincarnation and you have to sort everything out before you die or you'll mess it up for the next version. But it was so disorganized that I don't think the ending felt like, oh yeah, like they escaped it. Like you're supposed to feel like they fixed it. They fixed the loop. They fixed all the different things. And while that is like what happened, I wish it was more impactful. Like Alice's passiveness at the end. It's hard. Like it's hard. Like can we feel like either someone made a sacrifice or made some heroic gesture that was like, oh my gosh. I think what confused me the first time I read it and still kind of confuses me is it's called Intention of Abyss, but where is the intention? When do they intend to do something other than like fall victim to something? Like I it's hard because the words and the phrases, and they're very powerful phrases, like the ones that they repeat throughout the story. But it's like, okay, when are we gonna see these characters actually live up to that?
Yeah.
I think it got
guess you could
swept in
say-
that cool factor. You know, it sounds cool, but you didn't live up to that in the
Right.
story.
What were we gonna say, Anne?
I guess you could, again, stretching here, but I guess you could call like Lacey's desire to die being the intention of the Abyss.
I guess. I wanted to also bring up with that we had like two people in the story whose core aim was to die, or I guess more accurately, Vincent didn't necessarily want to die. He wanted to cease to exist. Was that Vincent? That was Vincent, right?
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted it differently. He didn't want to just die there. He wanted to die throughout all time, I guess.
Yeah, he wanted
which
his
is
Yeah,
different.
I've been there, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was just bringing that up because there was a thing that I had noticed. I noticed that there was like two people who had that kind of response to their trauma. I guess it was just different degrees of wanting to die. I guess, but the Lacey's wanting to die was. How was it? They wanted to die in order to give rest to the Abyss? Was that what it was? Or to like not be lonely anymore? Or what was the reason she wanted to die?
She just wanted
Lacey
out, man.
wanted to not be lonely anymore, I think.
Which I guess would make sense. 'Cause she was supposed to be down there by herself for a long,
done.
long time, right? So,
Yeah, she was kind of deteriorating mentally.
yeah.
That's Alice, not Lacey.
Oh.
Are they different people?
Yes, Lacey is the mother.
I bet you'd say Kevin and Brake are the same person too.
I mean, they are. You
No,
know,
in Japanese.
What shoveling twist that would be?
in
Because
Japanese.
Spaghetti got me thinking of this, calling it the intention of the abyss, but where's the intention? So I was like, well, what is the
I forgot
original?
the
Like,
heart.
what is the word? It's abisu no ishi, which ishi
I see.
can be determination, intention, the will of the abyss,
Yeah.
the feelings of the abyss. So
This
it's
wasn't
kind
characterized enough for me personally. I've seen other manga, there's other stories that I like that deal with despair and dark and deep subjects and emotions, and they manifest them either visually or in the writing, like, those weird different typefaces for characters, or there's got to be something else that's more supernatural, or just something that's in there that you're like, it's not quite right. Like, are they gonna fix it, or is it gonna corrupt everything, and then you're gonna see it or read it? But it just didn't complete that part for me personally. I would have just loved to either see like the amalgamation of all the despair and terror and horrible things matched with people's hopes and wishes and love and all the good positive things. And do they clash? Do they merge? Do they turn
Yep.
into something? Does it, like, there wasn't that just like final push at the end that I really would have loved to see it. Like, that's my only thing. The art, the visuals were there for it. Just like, what, I felt like maybe some steam or something.
Yeah.
Just they just didn't have enough to just
It's
push it
not
right
quite
there
a
to the
thesis
end.
statement.
Yeah, I would agree a lot with your thoughts on this, but yeah, because that's where I at some point in the story had wanted it to kind of go. I think with those because like we talked about the intention of the abyss throughout the story as if it was a MacGuffin for a while, because we didn't really know what the intention of the abyss was at first. Then we eventually found out that it's related to Alice in some way, and then we find out it literally is a version of Alice slash Lacey or whatever.
It's the other Alice.
Right.
Yeah.
But once we got to that point where we found out that the intention of the abyss is not like it's like a living being, and that it's this character that we've already known, like I had thought that would mean that like it would be some kind of version of Alice which, you know, it has its desire, it wants to die or whatever, it has its wish that it is unable to obtain in its current state, and it's kind of cursed to its life there at the bottom of the abyss. And so I had assumed that it would be using whatever abilities it could down there as like this big MacGuffin creature that we know to try to fuck with other people. They're not really, they like are essentially the reason why all these other chains can exist and do their thing, from what I understand, because the intention of the abyss essentially is the reason for the abyss being a thing that is still working, I guess, from how I understand it, unless I got that completely wrong. And so I had thought it was going to do stuff like that too, you know, where it was going to be playing on others' wishes and desires and crushing their wishes and desires because Lacey, Alice, whatever, is not allowed to have theirs. You know, that's why we also had all these chain contracts, which are like, hey, if you do enter the contract with me, all right, and we do everything, okay, then you could potentially, we could change the past for you, okay, we could change the past, all right, we can make your wish come true, all right, whatever wish you want, we can make it come true. But then for most people, it turns out to just be like manipulation, like they either are never going to make it to that point, or you know, it might be like a monkey's paw thing where like it does change the past technically, but doesn't like actually makes things like worse in a way for them or whatever. I think we had it for Break when he got his quote wish fulfilled. It was just the person he was saving didn't die slightly longer, I think was what it said.
Yeah, we got a little bit more time.
Like that was it was like, well, we did the thing that we promised, you know, it's not our fault, other things happened, you know, things like that are what I was kind of thinking was going to happen. I think my main problem, you know, regardless of whether or not we went that direction with the intention of the abyss, I think I just kind of wanted the intention of the abyss to have really any of a role prior to now. It truly seemed like throughout the entire story, the intention of the abyss was always just a MacGuffin. And then we get here, and it's like trying to fight us a bit, and then we get it to calm down, and then we save the day through it. But in my head, the intention of the abyss is supposed to be the big bad, of all the big bads that we have involved in this story, because it is the central idea of a villain who has all of this power but is trapped in one location, and so they use their powers to get everything else to try to do what they can remotely, in order to try to achieve their outcome. But they truly were just stuck there doing nothing, waiting for people to show up, and then people did show up in order for this story to resolve, I guess. Like, I don't know. I wanted more out of that. I don't know in what way I wanted more out of it, I think, maybe, but I wanted more out of it earlier on for that. Yeah. I don't know if anything of what I said makes sense, but yeah.
Oh, it made sense. I agree with you. I feel like I've seen it done in a weird way, an unexpected way, and I've seen it done in a like, you know, fantastical, dramatical way. And both I like, even if it doesn't live up to what I thought it would be in my head, it's still a good ending. It's like, oh, that's really weird. Like, what is this like? Is this thing just like it's never gonna end? Like, it's just gonna keep going, and like that's fine. That's fine as an ending too. Yeah, I don't think I feel like I would have been happy with a smaller volume if it was organized better in a visual way and had that ending payoff that wasn't just like just like that finale, that final fight, whatever you wanted it to look like. I just wish it just had that, and then have the ending. It would have made more sense to me the first time around.
Yeah.
Because I do remember like reading other people's discussions a lot about what they felt were the symbols and other things for the ending, but nothing really kind of clicked into place for me, and it still doesn't, and that bothers me because I usually don't have like there's trying to solve a story, trying to understand the symbolism of the story and all this stuff, and then just like, did you just leave stuff out? No offense. It's just, I felt like there's a few things left out, and like, these are chunky. These 2 volumes are chunky.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did we need to have them so chunky? Could we have just cut some stuff and just got to it and just finished it and just called it a day?
We could have either cut a few things, or we could have just split one of them into one other volume.
Yeah, I just wonder how much effort was spent on the extra stuff that honestly, by the end, I just kind of forgot. It didn't really help the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the core issue I have was us trying to load a lot of the development of some of these characters and like their resolutions all into this ending arc, as opposed to at least introducing these backstories for these characters earlier on and then eventually resolving it. It's a whole thing. Like, some of them we introduced a little prior, but like we didn't really get too deep into their backstory stuff and how it makes them feel about certain characters until now. I'm thinking of like characters like Echo, who we've known since towards the beginning pretty much, but we haven't really learned about their backstory stuff until like more last week, more in detail, other than the fact that we knew that they had multiple personalities prior, but the nature of that we didn't really dive into until like more recently towards this ending bit, in the same frame of us, or in the same time of us like just going through all of the motions of it and resolving whatever she's going through with that kind of stuff. And the same kind of goes with Lily. Although Lily at least had more development earlier on, I just feel like we felt like resolving things with her that I didn't really feel like needed resolving here. Her resolution here was, I hate Break because he killed Fang, and I hate Raim and all of you as a result of you being friends with him. Oh, I guess we're friends now. That was like, I was like, do we need any of the Lily stuff there this week? Do we need any of that? I don't know if we did.
Or, like, period.
No, we needed Lily to make us, people like me at least, I don't know about us, because you correctly figured out earlier on that Lily was not going to be the headhunter, but people like me who read this thinking that the author was framing Lily to be the headhunter, and then not only was Lily not the headhunter, but even the person who Mochizuki immediately said was the headhunter was not the headhunter. So we needed Lily for like the first layer of the deception of many regarding the headhunter mystery. I guess.
So who was the headhunter?
The headhunter in the end.
Friends we made along the way.
The headhunter in the end was
Might
Vincent.
as fucking well be, I guess.
It was Vincent in
No,
the
the
end,
headhunter
right?
in the end was
No,
Miranda.
it's Elliot.
What? Technically, it was
We're
Miranda.
all arguing.
No, okay, we went over this. Okay, we've went over this.
No, it was
It was
mainly
revealed.
Elliot.
It was revealed
also
to be
Vincent.
Elliot, but the first headhunter that everybody was referring to was actually Vincent/Miranda. But Elliot was the newer headhunter that was happening.
After 2.5 thirds,
The
maybe.
original headhunter was Vincent
Number-
Miranda.
Who knows?
Once Elliot's thing started killing things again, we were just like, oh, I guess the headhunter's back. You know, the headhunter, the one that we're all going to talk
The
about.
headhunter.
And then Mochizuki was trying to like frame it at first like, oh, it's going to be the Lily character that you haven't seen yet. But it was not. Yeah, so
No, see, Chef. The reason why Lily exists is so that we can go on a weird discussion about Olive Garden of all things.
that's true. We did have Olive Garden discussions. I completely forgot about the Olive Garden lore. It's family. It's where family goes, right?
Yeah.
That's what we said we were gonna do for
First
the
anime
you
book
know.
club meetup.
Yeah, we were gonna do that. You know, maybe if Mochizuki had just made a 25th volume, okay, we could have had the stream at an Olive Garden, and then you know, we could have had fun. We could have learned what the Olive Garden logo looks
Mozzarella
like.
sticks.
That's true.
That's
Breadsticks,
very
moss sticks.
educational.
Stuffing
You know?
breadsticks into my purse and running away.
Could have had our
Never
own tea
showed
party
you
there,
guys that.
okay? Have a tea party there.
And some theme
They have
biscuits.
tea at Olive Garden?
We can bring tea. Don't
And
worry.
southern ones, yeah.
We're going
Iced
to a
tea.
Southern Olive Garden.
Oh God.
Howdy, partner.
Yeah, Shadow, come on down to the US.
I forget
It's
that
safe,
like
I promise.
restaurants up north don't serve tea. Like, I cannot think of a single restaurant, a single location that serves drinks, not serving sweet tea or unsweet tea at all here. Like, even gas stations. Anyway,
Message.
No, that's very much still just a thing in the north as well.
Oh, damn.
y'all do serve tea?
Apparently.
Yeah.
What's the tea,
Is
sis?
it good?
I don't know. I don't drink tea.
Wow.
Fewest Hunter chat said, have to prepare for my weekly beating. My general review amounts to vibed with it heavy, even if it left me wanting in a lot of ways. Raym and Sharon marrying because they love the same guy is funny. It was so. I was like, the body's not even cold, and we're jumping to developing that already. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, they did. It was funny how she just. It was so funny to me how we have the ending wrap up, the 3 relationships we've seen for some of the runtime.
Yep.
Where we have Ada and Vincent not doing anything because Vincent is such a great man that he won't let Ada marry him. And so he
What
makes
can I
it
say?
to her. While also stalking her because we see him like show up at parts in her life. Anyway,
What can I
that goes
say,
nowhere.
Ari? He's just
That
that
goes nowhere.
good.
Then we have Barma
Duke Barma,
and
yep.
Duke
Cheryl.
Barma and Cheryl.
Also
that-
went nowhere.
That goes nowhere, where they're just good friends for the rest of his life, and then he just dies a couple of years later. I think it was 3 or 4 years later.
Which I think I would actually be cool with for the resolution if Barma the whole time wasn't just constantly asking her to marry him. I think
She was already married.
I know, that's what makes it weird for me. Why do you keep doing this at this point? I'd be cool with them just being like, listen, I've loved you for all my life, but you know, I understand we're not meant to be in the married way. We're just going to be very close friends for life. You know, she's even chilling there at his grave in the end. I think I'd be fine with all of that if he wasn't still constantly asking her to marry him the entire time.
He's doing that because she's a widower. I assume.
Listen. I don't think he would stop if she wasn't a widower. I don't think he would stop doing that.
That'd be real funny. But that goes nowhere. Okay, fine. So then she just brings out this new relationship that we all were so curious about. first we have to clarify. Oh, well, now that the Abyss is back to its proper self, Sharon, I guess, doesn't have her chain anymore. I guess, which
guess.
means, oh, her body has started growing again. Because time-wise, she should be like what 25-ish or so.
Probably, yeah.
But we don't really know when.
I think
her
I looked
body
up
stopped
like
aging.
how old Break is supposed to be, and like apparently he's like 38 or something.
Oh damn, he old.
38's old. Damn.
Is that what happens? You lose your at 38, you lose your sight and then die. Is that what happens? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
When it catches
Oh
up to you.
no,
Me
Jeff,
once.
don't
Especially in
die
the
of
Victorian
me.
era.
We have so many more Mega Man games to play.
Oh no, I
But,
get
like,
8 more years.
We know Sharon's supposed to be like 25 or so, and we don't know how old her body age is, but assumedly maybe 15 or so. But
I think they
don't
said
worry.
15.
Don't worry, her body starts aging again, and then 4 years later, once her body is 19, she marries Ray.
The immediate
I just-
updates like that. I laughed.
One, I love the just coming out of left field with this relationship nobody thought of or cared for. And two, I love the several steps she went to make it like okay, to make it legally okay.
Yeah.
She's like, not only am I going to put them together, but I'm going to outline every single way that this is legally and,
Morally.
socially acceptable.
As opposed to how she went completely out of her way to make the Ada Vincent thing as uncomfortable as possible.
You gotta balance it out, Eston.
It's
You
like,
gotta
oh,
balance it
hello,
out.
little boy, meet me in the future.
You gotta balance it out.
Please
okay?
break up with me in the future. I hate Sharon and Raim getting. That's just so weird.
Very
just,
odd.
like even the age stuff aside, like we never see any kind of indication that they like each other.
They just-
Also because of the age thing. But also it's like this is your brother's coworker. Like I mean, obviously Break wasn't her actual brother, but they had that relationship. This is your
Right.
brother's coworker, and you're just gonna marry him.
You know what I
It's
need?
weird.
You know what I think I need? I think I need Jun Mochizuki to write their next manga. It needs to not at all be like an action thing at all. It just needs to be harem rom-com or like harem like romance drama thing. I gotta see what she does with the wild relationship dynamics with her writing when there's like no big world-ending stakes involved. I have to see how that
Why didn't
goes.
you
Chap,
mention
this is how you
that?
fruits basket.
That has action all over the place in it. What do you mean?
Wait,
There's like
wait,
world
hold
ending
on,
shit going
Chap.
on there too.
Chap, here's the problem though.
You wanted a draw.
Moshizuki's gonna keep forgetting about characters existing. Like, I'm done with playing.
Dang.
That's true.
It's
But-
gonna be a
no, that'd be
harem.
great though.
Like,
That'd be
it's
great for
gonna
like harem
evolve
writing.
more.
Okay, all right, I'm tired of this girl. Okay, on to the next one this week.
She was 23.
Oh damn.
Okay.
I'm checking
Okay,
the.
but there is one more problem, which is that Mochizuki would then have to write female characters.
That is true.
Dang,
That is true.
No. Here's the thing. Though. Mochizuki, but they make 100 girlfriends. Imagine.
Listen. The 100 girlfriends who really love you. You know, you could just have like a couple of characters just be added from other authors. You know, if you're having 100 of them.
No, Vincent is not 23.
That's how it goes. Once you get 23, you become blind and then die at 23.
Wait, how is
Sure,
Echo
happened to me
16?
once.
She was older than Vince. What?
Wait, hold on.
It's all beginning to make sense.
Maybe
Wait.
they got spat out of the
Okay.
abyss.
Are you sure whenever
Seriously,
you're
like-
reading, it's not like saying like this is what their body's age is or something?
It might be. It's no. Well, no. It'd have to be mental age because it said Sharon is 23.
Oh.
I'm not sure. All it says is it literally just says age. So for context, I posted a picture of it. I forgot that I own 2 of the fan books or official guides. So
All right,
some more
question.
context. What?
Does it make Pandora Hearts make any more sense?
No.
Then
So
shit.
the thing, so Japanese manga, especially like shonen and like just longer running series, when they have, their publishers will sometimes do what's called official guides or fan books. These are officially sanctioned books that are basically, they're just things for fans. So they will include character bios. They will include just things talking about the series, like at this part, like recapping parts. There will also be like little omakes, so funny little comics and such. Extra concept art and sketches, mangaka like thoughts, interviews, things like that. It's basically just stuff for the fans. And I like collecting these things because they're we don't have anything like, these are never gonna get localized.
Yeah.
But they are also useful because they have character bios in it. And that's what I was reading the ages for it. It literally just says age for all the characters. So, because I have one that's I believe there's 3 made, and I have the first and the last one. Pandora Hearts Official Guide 8.1, Mine of Mine, and Pandora Hearts Official Guide 24 plus 1, Last Dance! Exclamation mark.
What 8.5, 24 plus 1? What is what are these? Is this like is this Kingdom Hearts shit? Is this Kingdom Hearts shit?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
it is.
Sorry, 358 days over 2.
All right. Yeah.
I think the intention was that
Final chapter prologue.
like the first one came out after volume 8.
But
so
before
this is
9,
like a step
okay.
between 8 and 9, and then the last
other
one
one's
came
after
out
everything?
after, yes, at the end of the
Okay.
series. So it's basically the ending bit. So
Okay.
because like it says at the very beginning of the last one, it says, I am pleased to inform you that you have been invited to our very last service of Pandora. In this special evening, guests from Vesalius, Night Rays, Balmas, Baskervilles, and also visitors from the Abyss are joining you. I hope you enjoy pleasant piano music, time exceeded, graceful chants, cheerful laughter, and splendid smiles.
Ooh,
Mouth-filling
splendid
treats
smiles.
and drinks will be served as well. Don't hesitate to throw yourself into the story. Get ready for the last dance. Let us enjoy it all together. From Mochizuki.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Venom movie
then there's
also called Last Dance?
Shut up.
Not now, Jeff. Not
I
now.
think-
You just had to ruin it.
I think this says a lot. We
We were finally setting a nice tone for this stream. Cheers.
You said there's something wrong with Venom?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Venom. I think Venom could have
Message
saved the
to
day here.
Characters. Part for Joker. I don't know what that says.
Oh.
But then towards the end, there's also, as is tradition with some of these, like when the series ends, they will get fellow mangakas to draw guest artwork. And I posted one of Break, and then one before that is of Levi, which is drawn by Soichiro, who we have previously seen in Umineka. They drew episode 4, Alliance of the Golden Witch. They also drew Rose Guns Days, season 1.
Oh,
As well
I
as a
need to
few
do
other
that.
things.
Oh, there's the break
So
one.
there's your
Now I'll show the
Umineko
other one.
connection.
I'll show the Umineko connection next on stream. This is the Umineko connection one. There you go. So the artist for this one specifically did episode 4 of the manga, or
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, they're listed as episode 4. So Ichiro. They also drew the manga for Rose Guns Days season 1 and Katerabana Shihen for Higurashi.
I didn't realize Rose Guns Days had a manga.
Yup.
Interesting. Bro,
And
this
maybe
art for Break, though.
Manga Gamer will finish the translation of it at some point.
Listen,
I
they're
bet it's
working
not
on
happening.
it. They're working on it. I thought
They're
I
so
heard them.
working on it.
I thought I
Aren't
heard
they
them
doing
announce something
post-on
about.
space at
They
some
are.
point?
Yeah,
Like
but
soonish?
They're working on it. They're working. I was at a panel last year at AYC where they showed it. Or they not showed it. They talked about how they're still working on it. I think
yeah.
was what they did.
They'll get it done eventually, hopefully.
They're like, yeah, we're working on this. Anyways, here's 2 hentai games that are out now, and then we got to see
Yep.
that. Listen, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, they're cooking with that.
Go
Also,
support your local Aerogay devs.
it's true. It's true. Go check out Manga Gamer. You could actually. I don't think you can buy them anymore. I think they sold out. The Beatrice Fumo. I did order the
Yeah,
Beatrice
those are
Fumo.
sold out.
So I do have my
They
Beatrice
just
Fumo
sold
locked
out
in.
so fast.
They sold out fast, and then they started selling another batch of them, which I think also sold out really fast. So, but the official Beatrice Fumo, okay, it's coming. It's on its way. It's approaching your location rapidly.
I hope so.
Like to see it get to Canada.
You know what's not approaching our location rapidly?
This making sense?
Joke about Pandora Hearts here. I didn't know where that joke should go. Anyways.
Rosen Maiden 2.
Rosen Maiden 2.
There's actually an Alice here I thought might have been drawn by one of the Rosa Maiden artists. It's right against, but it's not. It's not. But it is very pretty. So I'll take a picture.
Oh, okay.
I want to see him.
Yeah, give me time.
Hurry up.
Fuse Hunter. Oh yeah. You already read that one?
Yeah, I already read that. That was a while ago. You're good. You're good.
Oh, I said I'd come back to it later. The Leo part at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love how we spend all this time where we're like, okay, we need to, kill Alice. She is so, we have messed up by giving the Abyss a body. That is like the core part where we messed up that we can fix. And so they do that. They fix it. And then
they
as
do it
soon
again.
as they finish, Leo goes, all right, we should give the Abyss a different body. and Jack walks up and goes, hey, why don't you use my body? And Leo goes, yeah, let's do that. It's like a fucking comedy routine. Like, what?
And in the end, nothing was learned.
On why we shouldn't listen to anything Jack says and definitely not go with any of his ideas.
No, but you see, Jack was redeemed, so it's fine.
Good old
And
Jack.
Leo's like,
you know?
And wait, let me see how they end it. Where they're like, yeah, this might cause problems, but that's for the future.
That's not my
Pretty much.
problem. That's for Glenn.
That's for Pandora Hearts too.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest, I read that. I remember reading that bit now, but I think I zoned out while reading that bit because I had
also
lost
zoned
track
out.
of everything. But you guys explained that that's what happened to me. That's fucking wild. What do you mean that we just?
So Leo's like, I believe that we should change the relationship between the core of the Abyss and us Baskervilles, forcing the core, now without a vessel, back into the depths of the Abyss like before is out of the question because she already knows joy and solitude. So we will come to see her as friends. So okay, that makes sense. You can't unteach that to her, so you need to just roll with it. I still find it weird to call it her. It's the Abyss, which could also go into more horror of the whole pregnancy thing, which is a whole horror subgenre. But anyway, and so he's like, that's why we need you, Vincent. And then Jack walks up and says, well, why don't you use my body? The core of the Abyss won't be able to speak unless she has a corporeal vessel. You might as well make use of my body after my soul burns itself out. I've been banished from the 100 cycles, and thanks to Oz's powers, this body's gotten a bit tougher than most. I'd recommend it. And then he vanishes, and Leo goes,
All right,
I guess we should begin by giving the core a name. And then the narration goes, the chances of further tragedies occurring as a result of the core obtaining another body, or as a consequence of the changes to the core that Leo called out, are great indeed. But all we can do is move forward.
Thanks, narrator.
And it's like,
Move forward and gain 2.
Look, the entire point of Pandora's box is there's no closing it.
Wait, hold on, and was that a Witch from Mercury reference?
Yes, it was.
God fucking damn it.
and I'm just like, Leo, I was with you until you actually listened to Jack.
Look,
Maybe I
Ari,
shouldn't have listened to Jack either. I think we were all just fooled by Jack.
look, Ari.
do we-
good
do
old
we-
Jack has done nothing
He
wrong.
tricked us.
Do we need the Abyss at that point?
No.
I don't want the Abyss anymore. I'm tired of playing with
Like,
you.
is there a reason we had to give Jack's body to the Abyss? Is there a reason why we had to do anything with the core of the Abyss?
Yeah,
it does,
obviously
it does feel a bit
we had to
presumptuous. That's like,
because-
no, we still want to be able to change the past. Come the fuck on.
We still want time travel. Come on.
Oh, okay, all right.
It
Well,
is
It's really
Well,
weird to me that they're like, yeah, we should be friends with the Abyss because now it has sort of like it has more sentience now. It's like, okay, why does it need another body? Like, you're saying that you can't communicate with it unless it has a body, but Lacey was able to communicate with it.
Maybe
see,
don't
it
communicate.
was
Lacey became
special
good
because
Lacey was good friends with the Abyss.
Maybe
So-
too good of friends.
I mean,
Think
don't we
about
just
that
need
one.
Vincent? He is a child of ill
his 2
omen.
is Yuri.
We just need him. I mean, Vincent's useless. We got to put him to use somehow.
damn.
I wasn't ready for that.
Listen, your two choices were to either be Leo's lapdog or to marry Ada. And he chose Leo. So,
You made the wrong choice, but I guess we're here now.
also, there's some chibis on the back of the final volume guide. book.
Chibi always makes
Oh,
it better.
hell
Oh,
yeah.
that's cute.
I'll show it on stream. Don't worry.
And as you can see, this retailed for a whopping 886 yen.
Wow.
You know,
That's like
Okay, but how much?
$8.
But how much did it cost you to get it? Because you had to import it in.
Probably like $5, yeah. maybe like 8. Listen, I use good sites.
God dang, even on the
Yeah.
back when they choose fight, Var was stealing Cheryl yet again.
Damn, you didn't even have to pay like a lot for the shipping or whatever either.
Nah.
Damn.
Site
Nice.
I use has free shipping.
Oh, I see. Okay, well.
you know, to add on to the why did we give the Abyss Jack's body part again? I'd love to point out the other scene involving Jack at the end where Oz was like, you could have made so many better decisions. And Jack's like, I literally never would have done that.
that never he says that literally never would have crossed my mind. I don't know what you're talking about.
Make a good decision.
It's like, have you considered fucking up? Not fucking up? No, I have not.
Not at a
Look,
single point in this whole
Jack
adventure.
is a perpetual fail boy, and that will not be changed.
Show the chibis on stream.
I did. I showed them. I took them off now, but I showed them. I'll show them again.
Oh, my video must be frozen.
Oh, maybe. I turned it back on now, just for you. Okay, it's there.
Yippee!
Thanks.
They're really cute.
Yeah.
Good point.
Wow, that bottom left one is super inaccurate though.
Yeah, exactly. I pointed out, and none of you noticed.
Okay. Other bit. I noticed because we kept doing more relationship stuff here at the very end, in the middle of the whole world dying and everything. Echo, Oz, and Alice, as like a whole triangle of things, I guess. Why did we shove this here at the very end? We even had a joke. We even had a joke comic about it. Why? Why? Why?
Don't worry about it, okay? She got Thanos snapped. She turned to dust. We stole her drip. We're good.
I mean, I won't lie to you, okay? With how this story has been presented, I 100% would ship Echo with Oz far more than Alice, even though it seems like I am intended to ship Alice with Oz, but, you know.
Well, it's almost like one of them gets to be a character.
You know.
Echo got done so dirty.
I'm so side-eyeing Vincent and Ada. Like, I'm sorry. Y'all are a hot mess. Like, you're like the freaking... that one couple, you know, that would show up in a TV show and they just fight all the time. It's like, y'all make me sick.
Give me my parents.
I just love how after everything happening throughout this series, all the big adventures that we had going on, the main thing that I'm focusing on a lot is the fucking results of the relationships between those characters. All these relations that have just either suddenly appeared or like were
It's
sort
so
of there,
special.
but like were a mess the whole way. At like, this is the main results of what I'm looking at towards the end. Instead of everything else I probably should be paying attention to with what Mochizuki wanted us to. I don't know.
I'm just really sad that my OTP did not even get like any kind of showing in the final 2 volumes. You
What
know,
would
I
that
just
be?
I really
Freaking
wanted
Emily was
Raymu to
there.
show up.
Oh my god.
You want what?
Echo is in the Great Gensokyo sky right
Oh,
now.
I see.
Raymu, come.
The Great
Come
Barrier
to
in the sky.
Gensokyo.
Come to down there.
Donate
It'll
to
be
your
fun.
local shrine
It's your
maiden
turn.
today.
Gensokyo.
It's your turn in the gates of Gensokyo.
It would have made more sense.
It would have been a compelling ending.
An ending Anne would have agreed with.
True.
All
That
right.
would have reversed Anne's entire rating for this.
You're not wrong.
I think we covered most of the big relevant plot point things of us to talk about for this week, right?
Let me check my notes. Yes.
Okay.
I at least got all my notes that I wanted to say done.
So we will briefly talk about. I don't really know if I want to talk about them in detail or whatever. Briefly talk about the bonus memes that they introduced. The several bonus memes that were shoved in all together at the end for some reason, even though we should have seen several of them last week. What did we have here? Volume 23 didn't have anything for bonus memes. Then we got things shoved into the end of Volume 24. So we had several afterwards. Let's read through some of the afterwards here. So everything being done. The final afterword, which I guess technically I'm supposed to read last, but I'm going to read it first because of how it's presented to us. Volume 24's afterword. This is the final volume. At last, these 9 years passed by in the blink of an eye. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone who picked up this volume. And then you had Volume 22's afterward, because apparently we just went to show 22 and 23's afterward stuff. I twisted Chiduru Kobayashi's son's arm and got her to participate in this volume's Under Jacket Extra. She was in charge of character designs for the Pandora Hearts anime. Kobayashi-san, Xebec-san, Xebec? I think that's the studio, Xebec, Xebec-san. Thank you so much for your time when I know you're busy. By the way, when do you think that anime will start airing? And then Volume 23's afterwards. I said that the next volume would be the last at the end of Volume 22, but the series turned out to be 24 volumes long. I'm sorry. I hope you'll stick with it until the end. I'd like to make a correction to Mochizuki personally. The series did not turn out to be 24 volumes. The series turned out to be 25 volumes, which you said is 24 volumes. You needed to just split that up a bit towards the end again. You just needed to split that up a bit again. I don't know why it had to be this long for this. I don't know. Listen. Could have given you more time.
Over here and there.
Could have given you a little more time, okay? Listen. And then the actual...
Go for 26.
Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. Why end the series? Listen, all the things from last week, we're having the whole debate whether or not the show should end yet. You know, it doesn't have to end yet. It could be like One Piece. You just go on forever.
Yeah, you want this to go on forever? Are you insane?
Listen, if it actually starts making sense, like if we take the time to make things make sense instead of shoving it all towards ending dream sequence bits, maybe, you know.
You know what? You make a fair point.
Before on the final volume, we have like a little school graduation photos sequence of things to like resolve things in the bonus meme. And it says,
Look, Shep, okay, this page was for me, okay?
It says the sports festival where we talked with our fists, the school festival where we realized how wonderful maids are. I think it has like Gil and Brake in maid outfits. Is this what that is? I can't tell who's.
These feel like this is the story she wanted to make.
Oh no, this is Gil and Vincent. Yeah, this is Gil and Vincent. Because Brake's in the next one. And then someone's behind being like, "Oh my god, they're so cute." And then next to it says the school trip from which the janitor in braids never returned. I'm like, what the fuck happened with that backstory? What the fuck? Every last one is a precious memory. It's got photos of like Brake hanging out as like a teacher, and then there's another photo of Oz and Elliot having been beat up by something or each other or something. And I think there's also a photo of Emily with whatever Echo's thing was. I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah,
plushie.
Isn't it like a bear?
I think so.
It's bear, but I forget the name of it.
Like a teddy bear, I forgot what it was called.
Anyways, last page says today we basking in this golden today we basking in this golden light graduate from Pandora Academy. It's got a nice little shot of the whole, well, not the whole gang, but like some of the gang all graduated. There, I'll show this on stream at least.
Alright, all I gotta do is like
bat covered in freaking nails.
I don't.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that.
Listen,
Yeah,
it's called the motivator.
that's true. Emily is there.
That's true.
That's all that matters, really.
Wait, hold on. It occurred to me. For the other, from the other school bonus meme, Emily had like the funny hairdo. Did anyone point that out? Because I feel like we didn't.
I didn't notice it.
All right, hold on. I need to get.
I mean, I believe you. I just didn't notice it. What else did we have here? So that was that little bonus meme. We also had the fake magical girl anime production thing, which I think I talked about briefly earlier. I'll show.
Okay, so that's do they have like how much else of that do they have?
There's this page that I'm showing on stream now, and then another page which is like a fake interview.
Oh well,
about the production
I've
of it.
Got... okay, yeah.
Okay, I found it.
I have 2 more pages of it in the final book.
Let me just double check my thing here.
No, in the fan book.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because here what it shows me is it shows me the fake magical girl stuff, and then it goes into the fake Abyss travel guide stuff. There's like a travel guide as well with like creepy stuff that you can find. That's what I also see.
Good.
Oh, there's also a Q&A?
Huh?
I can read it.
I have no fucking clue what you're saying.
Alright, get a little close to the microphone.
Why would she do that?
She said there's also a Q&A here, but I can't read it because it's in Japanese.
Just read it. Just one word at a time. It's simple. Just learn all of Japanese right now on stream.
It's what Gams would have wanted.
We don't need to bring up games. We don't need to do that.
We don't need to.
Oh. And then this one. I already talked a little bit about the magical girl fake anime thing earlier a bit. I think that one was funny. I'm gonna be honest, by the time I went to the travel guide stuff, I zoned out. I didn't care. I was like, this is a lot of bonus meme info after you just had me read a ton to get the finale, which has already really confused me. Then you tried to show me the magical girl thing, which I thought was funny, but also had a shit ton of text involved with that, and a shit ton of small text with that you could also read.
Oh, small text. What's wrong with fun-sized text, chap? You have some issues here?
And now we got all this bonus stuff about the travel guide thing or whatever, and all of this throughout the series, okay, with all these things, it's always like, these are various levels of, like, fun. Mochizuki just having fun with the world lore and characters in like their own unique ways, and I do appreciate that still. I appreciate how much fun they can have with these things, but in some of those bits it can really just be hit or miss for my enjoyment of them, depending on what we're implementing and how involved it is. But I suppose they are amazing for Pandora Hearts like super fans who really do get invested in whatever fun Mochizuki wants to have with the characters. So, you know, this kind of stuff is still probably very, very cool for those kind of readers. But for myself, I'm kind of like checked out at the point. So, you know, when they tried to show me the travel guide, I was like, okay, cool. I'm not planning to go there, but cool. You know, yeah.
Here's the parts from the fan book.
Oh my god. Oh, I think those are like zoomed in versions of the things that they shoved in the sides of the image of the version I have. Let me zoom it in here. I have it back on stream. Or at least some of them. Yeah, because some of these are like the storyboard things for the episodes. You have 6, though. I only see 3 on mine, so there is more on yours. Yeah, it's showing me only the ones on your right page of the thing that you're showing. It's got, like, storyboards for each of them, or notes of the storyboards for each of them. So we see 1, 2, 3. We do not see the 4, 5, 6 ones that you see. So those ones are only there. Interesting. Very interesting. I'll show what Ari's showing on stream. Oh, this. This is apparently a part of the, would you say, the Omnibus re-release?
No, these are from the fan book.
Oh, the guidebook, the fan book.
24 plus 1 official guide.
Okay.
Last Dance.
Yeah, Venom, you know. Okay, interesting. Interesting bonus memes. Alright. Now with that all said, do we have anything that we want to say regarding any other points that we might have forgotten to cover? Is there any other details, bits about the plot that we need to bring up? Or bonus meme info that we got to bring up?
Let me see.
It happened for like the 4th time, so I want to bring something up now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mochizuki clearly regrets giving Sharon the power she did with the teleporting horse. Because she is never not having her powers interfered with. It's like, oh, this crystal's stopping me. The key is stopping me.
She don't want to draw a
distance?
horse.
I don't know.
Strong.
You know how hard it is to draw a horse?
I love, we got it to work this week for one person to teleport them through, and it was just to kick Ada out of the scene.
Yeah.
That was the only thing we could do here.
My job here is done, but you didn't do anything.
But I wanted to do things.
Maybe she should have just done what the Tagame Bachi artists did for horses. This.
Oh, I'll show this on
All
stream.
the horses look like this in a male carrier anime.
I look like this in real life.
Literally haunts.
That is some horsing around.
Horse
Okay.
have sunglasses.
Is this Uma Musume? Predator?
That's a horse from North
Curly
around.
hair.
Special week. Okay. Anything else we wanted to bring up here?
I had one question on the justice system of Pandora Hearts. Is it
Yeah.
like mostly execution? Because it felt like a lot of like justice was based on like murder.
I would believe it. I would believe that.
Okay, the French, they invented the guillotine. They really want to use it.
I think that is one thing I did want to
think
bring. Okay, you go.
Pandora was just kind of extrajudicial in general.
Yeah.
Because you had like no, nothing.
I was just gonna say, Pandora as an organization, we know that they exist. I don't exactly know if I feel their presence really. How do I explain this? I know that Pandora is an organization involved, and that several of our characters are supposed to be involved with Pandora. And yet it feels like Pandora is an evil organization of which we have not actually seen the evil members that run it.
It's the Illuminati.
Like, yeah, it feels like that to me. This is the corporation. We're involved with the organization, okay? But, you know, like, we're not... And then the afterword is just like, yeah, so, you know, Cheryl got rid of all of them. So we don't have to worry about them anymore. Pandora's dissolved now. We got rid of all the Dukes, all of Pandora. They're gone now. Cheryl's got this now. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess we won with that.
Ignore the fact of how this country has apparently just completely dissolved its entire upper society overnight.
I was gonna say, what happens now with that? That was kind of like how it was structured.
The governor's gonna rise up, Chef.
Does that mean Cheryl just assumed power over the entire nation? Pretty based.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like dictatorship, yeah.
I'm in
There's
charge
no real
now.
reason to assume otherwise.
I am the
at
captain
least.
now.
See, that was her secret. Like, she stayed in the shadows for so long that nobody saw it coming.
Wow, damn.
I really like the justice system though, because I thought it was interesting. You had like Raim shoot Lily, which I justified as like Lily not being a noble, so like Raim had the right to. But then like there was a lot of nobles doing not very noble things. Because if a noble tries to kill another noble, that's kind of like treason, right? Like because you know they're all supposed to be serving the king or the queen. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so I did
That's
want
why
to
I kind of wanted Glenn to die.
I did want to actually directly ask you. I was waiting until after we went through all the general thoughts people had about the final volume stuff, but I did want to ask you specifically because Turndo, for those of you listening to the stream, Turndo, you know, if you listen to the past streams, you've noticed Turndo was not there for the past episodes. Turndo, from what I understand, has spent the last week going through all of the series to get caught up for today. So Turndo has read everything and has been posting about it in like the channels or whatever. So Turndo, I wanted to hear your overall thoughts, having gone through that kind of, because you know you weren't here for the past sessions where we talked about a lot of the past plot points. So I want to know what some of your earlier volume thoughts might have been that you wanted to bring up.
A lot of crazy concepts going in. The way they like dealt with like justice and like judging people was kind of interesting. I found a lot of the fight scenes really cool. I just enjoyed the series as a whole. I'm trying to go through my notes to see because there was a lot to cover. Let's see here. Give me a sec. What was it? Oh yeah, Isla Euro was one of my favorite characters in this whole thing. He reminded me so much of Kissinger because you had like this external country trying to interfere with like the internal politics of another country. And so just the character motivation of this minor villain was very intriguing to me, just because I was like going through all of like how the story was constructed. A lot of the themes from this series is like really of the 2000s era. You had like titles like Crepuscule, Black Haze, and Hooky, which I think would be kind of inspired by this genre. It's a very interesting time period as well, the Victorian era. Just you don't see a lot of that sort of manga set in the Victorian era as much nowadays. It's all about isekai in different worlds. So, I mean, definitely a product of its time. Pandora Hearts just had a really good story to it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting perspective. You know, that's a very interesting way to look at Yura. I think when we discussed Yura, it was always just
Kind of weird.
I think I always just kept making jokes about how he was very obsessed with Jack. And I think Mochizuki was also kind of like that with it. But that is an interesting way that you put it for like what his character kind of represents with that, you know. Is very, very interesting way to notice that, I think.
Because it's like Revel has like this what was it, the Abyss, and it's this thing that affects everyone. So I thought it was really funny that it was like everyone in Revel's like, you know, the Abyss belongs to us, and then you had like this external force that's like trying to say, hey, we want to figure out what this is, and it's like you've got like this open uranium pit, and that's like kind of infecting the world, and then everyone else is like, we should probably do something about that, and then Revel's like, nope, this is ours. No one else can touch it. We're gonna figure this out on our own.
They do not figure it out on their own. They need our little mini group to try to overthrow things in order to figure it out. Thank you for sharing your early thoughts on that. Did you have any other early thoughts that you wanted to specifically share that you were thinking of?
Not particularly, at least not at the moment, I guess.
Okay.
Just I think most of my thoughts in my notes, but I think you guys covered most of it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you know, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to, you know, say whatever you want with that stuff, because I know you spent a lot of time getting caught up in time for this, and it's a lot. So, but we're gonna be going over everybody's general thoughts about the series pretty soon, so I don't want to stop to ask about that right now. So I think we're at that point though now with tonight, unless somebody else has anything else that we want to discuss prior. We're gonna go right into every person's thoughts about the series in general, their thoughts about the finale and all that, and the general idea of like what they would rate the series or whatever. Before we officially do that, is there any final things that people want to bring up as a topic to discuss before we get into that? Okay. Hearing nothing, we will go through and do this as usual. We'll do it in order. Anya, we haven't heard from you tonight. I'm not actually sure if you like were intending to be a part of the like discussion stuff, or if you've done the reading stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but if you did have thoughts about the Pandora Hearts series in general at all, you're more than welcome to share them now if you'd like, or if you'd like to not to, it's well and fine for you. But in general, what we do here is you can go through your thoughts about the finale or whatever you've read about this, or your thoughts about the series in general, and then we typically give it a score out of 10. So if you have any thoughts about it, feel free to share now, Anya.
I think I'm good.
All right, fair enough. Thank you so much. And Andromeda, we'll start with you then.
Hi. I don't want to start with me. I think with a series like this, you need either a particularly lovable cast or you need better plotting. And this just kind of didn't really have either for me. So I'm gotta be honest and say like 3 or 4 out of 10.
Holy shit. We need a definitive answer here, okay? Is it 3 or 4? What are you locking in?
I swear to God, you say 3.5.
we do not allow decimals here, okay?
Yeah, sorry, 3.5.
Whole fucking numbers.
I'll go 4 because I feel like I'm being uncharitable.
Okay. 4 out of 10. Wow. Mochizuki crying right now. Why would you do this? Fucked up.
and it's just horrible and evil and whatever. I don't know.
What was your favorite part about the series?
I think
it's a lot of silence.
I liked Echo as a character. I think overall, I liked the setup and the beginning, where there was a lot that was like potentially interesting going on. It felt like there were things to maybe discuss and see where, like, be excited about where it would go. And then it just kind of went downhill. But yeah, I think just like the first couple of volumes, maybe the first 4.
Okay. I think I would probably agree that like those early volumes were pretty solid and very good at getting me hooked on the series, at least. But yeah. Okay. Anything else you wanted to share about your thoughts before we move on to the next person?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Thank you so much for that.
I also want everyone to say who their favorite character is and
Fair
what
enough.
their favorite character design is.
Ooh.
Oh. I did say my favorite character is probably Echo. Design. I think probably Alice. Yeah, probably Alice.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Alice or Lacey? Which is it?
Oh no!
I said Alice, don't fucking do this to me.
Or is it the intention of the abyss?
I'll show you the intention of the abyss.
Oh god, oh god. Alright, thank you so much for that, Anne. Arimia, what about you?
So, it all be no. I mean, despite everything, I still like enjoy the series. Like, it's very messy writing wise, but the art is very nice. I like a lot of the character designs, definitely not all of them, but I do enjoy several of the character designs. It is very much a vibes thing where it's like I like the vibes, I like some of the stuff she was going for. It just really needed some better editors, someone else, someone to come in earlier on and really sit down with her and come up with a broader outline rather than just like a volume by volume sort of setup. Then I think I would have really enjoyed it better. I still liked it. Because I still just like the art and such. The art is very nice. Towards the end, you probably noticed that she started really getting into watercolor arts. Like you can see in the one on the stream that it's very like watercolor-esque.
Yep.
And that's like reading these and starting Vanitas, even though I didn't really care for Vanitas, like the artworks for them are just so incredible that was one of the reasons I got into watercolors. Just because they look so nice. There's just such a quality about them. Just something very, very nice about them. No, I don't know how many more times I can say that, but yeah.
They're nice.
So I still liked it. I originally gave it a 9. I would probably give it like an 8 now. Again, I still like it, but it's got a lot of problems, but the art's really holding up there. For characters, I really like Sharon. Probably because she's one of the only female characters that like actually has some agency, even though most of the time she is also kind of a damsel in distress. Character design I hate most would be Ada. No, that wasn't a question I asked.
Damn.
I hate her school uniform. I really hate it.
I like occult witch Ada though. I like the occult witch Ada we keep drawing in like the bonus meme comics. And then we just never like do anything with that plot though, which is very disappointing for me.
What do you mean by that, Ari?
Why would you do anything with plots? What? best character design, definitely Alice. Just really stand out. It's stood the test of time. I also like Vincent's design because it's kind of interesting. Like it kind of looks like a priest getup, but it's not, and it's like a dress, and it's got the coat. It's interesting. I like Oz. There's a lot of character designs in it that I do like. But Alice is definitely the best. Yeah. Not the worst I've read. Could have been better, but the art's really carrying it. I think that's my summary.
Not the worst I've read. 8 out of 10. Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Ari. Next up, Aztec. What did you think about Pandora Hearts?
So, I enjoyed the entire series a lot less than I enjoyed the individual chapters, I'd say.
Okay, I
'Cause,
understand.
like, the moment-to-moment experience, that's great. And then you try and sew it all together, and
Fair enough.
like, Ari said a lot of what I wanted to in that regard. Just like, it feels like Mochizuki came into it like, hey, here's a whole bunch of things I want in my story, and now I'm going to figure out how to maybe thread them together. Like, why was it the Cheshire Cat? It didn't matter. It didn't matter the first time he showed up. It didn't matter the second time he showed up.
No, but the second time he showed up, he kidnapped Alice. So.
Oh.
As opposed to the other character that also just wanted to kidnap Alice.
He's not allowed to kidnap Alice, okay? He's not allowed.
But yeah, it felt like there were a lot of things that were just there for the vibes.
But did you enjoy those vibes?
Here's my question. We found 5 winged beasts for the dukes and shit, right?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
How many powers did we find about those? Because I think of 2.
Do you need more of a power? Okay,
We know what the raven did. We know what the owl did. The dodo died, and the other 2 fly, I guess.
Listen, they're giant freaking
Practically a
birds.
nursery rhyme right there.
True.
What do you need?
True.
It's like, why was that the Jabberwocky? They didn't even cut its head off. That's like the one thing it's known for.
Listen, okay? You got giant fucking powerful birds. Do you really? Well, I say powerful, but your problem is they don't have power. Listen, you got 2 giant birds. What more do you need? You need them to also have powers? There's giant birds.
Yeah, that's kind of definitionally what they do.
I don't know if you listen. They fly. That should be enough for you, okay?
It's just like they introduce so much shit. Anyway, like I said, individual chapters 8 out of 10. Entire fucking story like 5.
Damn. Favorite character, favorite design. What were they?
Favorite character is pretty easily Break. And be honest, designs aren't something I paid attention to, so I'm gonna say Emily for shits and giggles.
Based?
Is it bad that I forgot to say Break for my favorite character? I
Oh
just
my
straight
god!
up forgot.
You forgot. He just dies and you just forget him already. Okay, you're just like Sharon.
Sounds like he was definitely your favorite character then.
I was too busy trying to think of like the women actually doing stuff, and my brain was that the math calculations. Like, well, she had this scene. Well, but the other character. Well, she was technically a Debs, but then she like solved her way.
Tried to think of a woman who did something in the series. Got to divide by your 0 error.
All right. Anything else, Aztec?
No, that's about it.
Sweet. All right. Next up, me. Overall, at the end of my Pandora Hearts journey, like I said, there were many times where I was very confused in these ending bits. The earlier volumes were very hooking. for me. I think I had said a lot early on about how I loved the characters and I was so excited for like what we were going to be doing with them. You know, I really enjoyed how Mochizuki was setting things up with that. I really have throughout all of this, and I, you know, again, I bring it up every single week, how Mochizuki played with the theme of trauma with every single one of these characters in a different, unique way, an interesting way. I still really enjoyed. In some ways with that, it didn't feel like it resolved in the kind of ways I wanted for that. Especially with the overall resolution, the main plot of this. I was super confused with a lot of it, and I needed you guys as part of this book club to help me figure out what the fuck happened and how we actually got to winning.
I still don't think we did though. It still doesn't make sense.
And even understanding it more, like, it still doesn't really feel like it was like a huge impact towards me in the end. Kind of, there are often times where, because of the nature of Mochizuki's style of, I'm going to introduce this cool thing this week, but now we're just immediately going to move away from that thing, which happened often, and we kept bringing up how it happened often, made it hard to stay invested with something for too long over time. And so, you know, I had a roller coaster of emotions of like levels of attachments to things, and then towards the end here, we decided to try to introduce a number of character development towards like the reader, like your relationship between this character and the reader, where you're supposed to have these impactful moments with them towards the end, but it didn't really feel like it was earned for me in some areas. And it's just one of those things where it's just disappointing overall with that bit of it, where like Mochizuki clearly knows how to write interesting characters that they could do something cool with, and then for whatever reason we just decide to move on from them and do a different thing. Like, all of Ada's character could have been so much more than what we decided to do with her in the end. Okay, Alice as well. You know, Echo's, we tried to do more with Echo, but we made it too fucking confusing for me to understand what the fuck was happening with it. And then yeah, the Cheshire Cat was like a whole thing, and I'm just like, week one I see Cheshire Cat, I'm pogging, and I'm like, this is a super cool character, I can't wait to see them join the crew, probably can't wait to see what happens next. And then they were just not a thing again until the very end, which I was surprised that they showed up and they were gone, and I was like, okay, all right, I guess that happened. Mochizuki, you've done it again. Yeah, so in the end of the day, with these, it's one of those, Mochizuki is clearly one of those creators who can write characters that still get me very interested. I think there is a lot that I can enjoy about all of these characters, regardless of what their role ended up being in the plot. I think their character creation and their clear passion for each of their characters can be their strong suit, as showcased by all their bonus memes and how much fun that they can have with these characters, and how much like extra info that they can dump that has nothing to do with the plot or whatever. Like, they clearly have passion for these worlds that they build, which I do appreciate. They're not just writing stuff just to write stuff or whatever. They clearly do really care about these characters in varying ways. It just struggles at times when it comes to making the developments of them matter in an impactful way that will actually make me stick with it, I guess. I mean, the art really does help with the vibes as well with a lot of these scenes. Mochizuki knows how to paint a lot of very impactful moments with like these really cool panels for several of them. The Cheshire Cat intro, Raim shooting Lily, anytime Jack had to pull out the scythe and go crazy on people. Like, so many cool like scenes we got to see happen, and like it's a huge plus towards it. All of that combined, clearly though, we had to do more planning with the overall plot of things. We clearly had to do that. we cannot just be dumping an entire... We can't go from, all right, we're done with this now, like at the end of the volume, and then immediately go, all right, so the next volume, we're waking up several days later after we were in the middle of a big fight happening. Maybe you could get away with that once. We did this like 3 or 4 times. It happened a lot. We were in the middle of a crucial fight. Things were happening, and then we cut the next week to... And then Oz woke up several days later, and it was explained what happened to him. And I was, oh, all right, well, okay, fine, yeah. So, what score would I give this in the end? I think it would probably... It's tough because a lot of what happened with the ending resolution stuff and our constant like dropping of plot points until like we sort of remembered it existed later really tanks a lot of my score. It'd probably be like a 6 out of 10 for me, maybe. I'm trying to think if I would bump it up to a 7. Maybe I would if I was just focusing on the character fun and I was just focusing on you know, the cool art, like, but with everything else in mind, it really does tank this. I gotta give it a 6, I think. So I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Favorite character? It's gotta be Elliot. Okay, Elliot Night Ray. You should have been there all the way to the end. Okay, you were gone too soon from this world. All right, you were the best of the best that there ever was. Okay, and your sacrifice will be noted for ages, even though you definitely did not want that to happen. You would have hated for that to happen, but that's what Mochizuki decided had to happen to you. It was kind of obvious that that's what was going to happen to you, but it's fine. We understand it. I just kind of wish it didn't have to happen so soon. Okay, I appreciate you. Favorite character design? Instinctually, I want to say Cheshire Cat, but I really... I'm so mad that we just introduced Cheshire Cat and then they fucked off forever and then we just sort of remembered that they were here. I don't want to say Cheshire Cat for it. I think I impulsively would enjoy Cheshire Cat from the design, from the initial one, but I don't think it's my favorite overall. I think my favorite overall was probably... Honestly, it was probably Leo's design. Once he took over the role of Glenn, more specifically... once he was in that mode and he was in like the you can actually like he cut his hair shorter and like you can actually see his eyes and all that. I think I enjoyed that look more. Yeah. So I think that's where my picks are at, and yeah, that's my overall opinion on Pandora Hearts. So that's me. Sinner Shino, what'd you think of Pandora Hearts?
Yep, so I'll give my rating first. To me, it was pretty solid 8 out of 10. I think it was really strong on the aesthetics, so it made it like a fun read. Though I do agree that it's like some stuff was not really fleshed out, and honestly, I was kind of surprised because a lot of these characters that had basically no screen time left a really big impression on me. So in between, I guess the first time I read it and now, I was like, oh, like that character was like really cool. I really liked them until like they get like 5 pages. I was like, huh.
I mean, you can do that. You can that can work for character. You just gotta do it well.
Yeah, like I feel like that does make it like feel like ultimately, even though like in the moment there's kind of like some iffy things, like I would still remember it fondly. And the further away I get from just like right now, like the more I'll be like, wow, that was a great story. And I think, like, overall, it's, like, of course, like, I really, really enjoyed reading it again. Like, there's a lot of tropes that I like in Pandora Hearts. Like, I actually really like split personality stuff. And everyone already knows I love problematic women, so problematic women with split personality is perfect. And I guess there's, like, also lots of, like, Toonie types things in here, like the alternate dimensions, time travel, like, secret societies, like, conspiracies, like, stuff like that. So... like, that was nice as well, though the girl screen time was still pretty unfortunate. At least everyone was very pretty, so I was, like, happy to see them on screen, even when they didn't get to say anything, so it's like, you win some, you lose some. Unfortunately, I'm not actually a huge fan of, like, the particular ending trope that they went with, since I guess, like, for because Pandora Hearts has such a big cast, the whole like they meet again and stuff like that. Like Gil is here and he meets the two of them when they reincarnate. I was kind of like made me a little sad, especially after the whole like fake dream sequence. Kind of like, dang, like they should have either all died or all gotten a happy ending. Especially like after like the whole like Sharon and Rain get together. That really made me feel like all the women in the story have bad taste aside from Cheryl and Alice, so that was really unfortunate.
So true.
Oh god.
So, yeah, favorite character, Echo. Yeah, rip Echo. Like she deserves more. Like in another world, she would be the true heroine of like a Pandora Hearts Galaga or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Favorite design is probably D Will of the Abyss or Intention of the Abyss. You know, white-haired girls. Yay.
Ooh, okay, alright.
I think like I also really like the Baskerville designs. Like the cloaks are very cool. Like I like that type of stuff. So special mentions to Lottie, and also like although I was kind of annoyed with Vincent with how he did Ada really dirty, I feel like if he was a girl, I would also be really into him. So.
Based. All right. Anything else, Shino?
Nope.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Shadow, Cinderman V4. What did you think about Pandora Hearts?
Look, honestly, it was a big mess. I'll tell you that.
That's fair enough.
Boy, I'm thinking about the bonus memes now. Like, you know, I kind of wish like some of the bonus memes stuff would just actually within the plot. You know.
You
Because,
wish
like,
Lacey became a magical girl and started beating people up with her magic.
I do,
I mean, the
unironically. I feel like that would be
Converse
fun
like
as hell.
something.
Okay.
It would have been a better series.
255 episodes. Okay, listen.
I don't mean that.
They did the storyboards for it already. I mean,
I'm ready for it. Go on, Shadow.
I mean, like, the characters actually do something. I'm like a lot of stuff. It's just like, you know, characters are fine, but you know, whoops, I forgot this character now. I guess they're gone for most of the plot. Honestly, I think I'm also gonna give this a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Damn. What were your favorite parts of the series?
Let's see here. There's Dream shooting Lolly because of course. Just like Break, just kind of goofing around. Like I'm still thinking about the Beware Vincent Knight, right? And he just has like a bunch of tableware on top of his head. That one's pretty good. There's Oz having Emily on his shoulder. That one's you know. A break in the wall.
In the walls.
He's just in the wall.
I still remember that one
He's in your
scene.
wall.
Was it the one scene early on in the volumes where he's just there talking to them and he just leaves the scene by entering cupboards and he's just gone?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they open the covers like, where'd he
Where'd
go?
he go?
Classic.
Where'd he go? What'd he do? Where'd he go? Where's that boy? All right. Favorite characters and favorite character designs.
Elliot. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't care for aesthetics.
Oh, damn. You don't have any character you thought looked the coolest or whatever?
I really don't care for aesthetics. Shit.
There's a gun to your head
Not
and you
even
have to
Emily?
pick somebody.
Then shoot me, coward.
All right, you picked Elliot then because you picked him for favorite character. Congrats. You've chosen Elliot was your favorite design. This was all your choice. You chose this. Congrats.
Nice.
Honestly, it's a base choice, okay? Elliot's a good choice. Anything else, Shadow?
Oh, so it's occurred to me that it is now August 15th, and you know what that means, Ari?
what?
I asked you the same question last year, and you were unable to answer correctly. I'm asking you again.
Didn't you also get this question? Didn't you also get this wrong last year?
Yes, but I'm getting it intentionally wrong this time.
Oh, you're getting it intentionally wrong.
Well, August 15th is Miho's birthday. Demo available now.
So it's
What, Ari?
I mean the bit doesn't work. I mean the he's trying to say it's Battler's birthday, which he got wrong last year because the manga got it wrong last year. in
Well,
one
it's
of the
not my fault,
areas.
the manga got it wrong, you know?
Battler's birthday, I think we said was July 15th, but
It
the
is
manga had said it was
Wow,
August
that's
15th.
totally different.
Yeah, well,
Please be happy. Demo available now.
True. That's very
it's
true.
it's actually her birthday, so who cares about Battler? Okay.
But
No,
listen.
you see, Ari, her and Balor are the same person.
Oh, damn.
No.
Miho doesn't deserve this.
It was small bombs, okay? Small bombs.
Small bombs.
All right, anything else, Shadow?
So that's what the necklace was.
No, that's everything.
What does this give? Battler!
I mean, this is like he would do.
Just for the stream.
Survive the Rokujima incident.
Just
and
for the
then die.
stream. Okay, I'll describe this gift for the stream. Okay, it is one of those blingy gifts. There's roses going all around the borders of this, surrounding a
It is
Battler.
literally called Picnic. So read the bottom right corner.
Sorry, I'm not focusing on the words pick mix. I'm focusing. I'm not focusing on the pick mix text in the corner. I'm focusing on the giant cursive text in front of Battler, which says breasts, as he's smiling, and there's a heart spinning next to
Totally
him.
normal image.
So I don't think I'm looking at the Pix Mix thing there. So I just wanted stream to
His
know that
eyes
that's
are
what
up
we're looking at
here,
here.
by the way.
Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. All right, anything else, Shadow?
No.
All right, thank you so much for that, Shadow. Turndo, what did you think about Pandora Hearts? What's your score? Favorite characters? Favorite design? Whatever you want to share.
Overall, I really enjoyed the world. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It was very fun as a binge read, I would say. Oftentimes, I think I would have to like reread a couple parts because it was really dense. Definitely a lot of pages where a lot of things didn't make sense. But the first half was probably the most fun. And then maybe like the last 6 or 7 volumes, things started to get really wonky. I really enjoyed a lot of the organizations, like the mystery behind the Baskervilles, the Pandora organization, a lot of these parallel lines running through it. A lot of the character designs were really cool. I mean, I liked Elliot's story and plot line. That was probably one of my favorite moments. And then for favorite characters, I mean, aside from like Elliot and the main cast, which is like Oz and Gilbert Nightray, I really like Isla Yura. I like what he represents as like this mad scientist character. Maybe it's a little bit of my apathy towards the world, but I really like the chaos he introduces. And then his like drive for like knowledge. And so it's just very fun to see someone shaking up the world in that specific style.
Sure.
But for aesthetic design, probably either Cheshire Cat or Oz. But yeah, both really fun.
Oh, good picks. Good picks. All right. Anything else, Turndo?
That's about it.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Emily Fan Club, what were your thoughts on Pandora Hearts? What's your score? Favorite character? Favorite design? What do you got for us?
Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I still, despite my complaints, I still really enjoyed the series. I think the art carried is everything as always. It still holds up after all this time. It's still really good. I really wish there was more information about like how the series came about, honestly. Like I would have loved to see like behind the scenes or more interviews with Mochizuki about the creation of the story. Other than that, I would still give it an 8 out of 10, mostly because the art just carries it. It really is just a beautiful manga. My favorite character, I would say, is Emily, obviously.
Okay.
And my favorite character design is Break. Just like just Break. Like
it's just Break.
Let's end it on a high note.
Yes, of course.
End it on a high note. Break is the best.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How can we argue with that? I mean, he can't really argue with him. He's kind of dead.
He's right there. He's in the VC with us.
Oh, is he? Break is in the VC?
Break? Is that you?
Oh,
Yeah, look,
oh.
you got his icon there.
I'm gonna mess with his
Sign my-
opacity. I'm just
sign
gonna
my
turn down
computer.
his opacity slowly. Where is he? Wait, yes, here it is. Okay, right click, filters.
You monster.
That would have been a really funny bit to just do over the course of the stream.
It's happening right now. Oh no, I'm disappearing. Oh,
That's something I would do, Ari.
and he's gone. Wow, it's fucked up. All right, so anyways, that is what we have for our scores and thoughts about Pandora Hearts. Does anybody have anything else they want to say about Pandora Hearts? Any closing things before we finally wrap this up? Okay. Oh, what do you got?
Break can't die if I don't want him to.
I said I was gonna do it, then I was like, no. As soon as I started saying it, if you want more Alice stuff, Shadow brought it up. Yeah, I'm gonna blame him. August 15th is not Battler's birthday, but instead the anniversary of Who is the Red Queen.
Yo, let's go!
Steam release, not the
Steam
not
release, Steam
first
release. Oh,
release,
okay.
it was-
Yeah, Steam release. Oh.
You should
Oh.
you should go play that for gay Alice.
That's true. You should go check that
It's
out.
good.
Yeah.
You should go check it out. Go check it out now.
Yeah.
Do it
All right.
right now. Turn the stream off.
No, don't do that yet. Not yet. Not yet. We're about to wait a few minutes and then do that. Okay, listen. All right. Anything else about Pandora Hearts? All right, hearing nothing. Thank you so much, everybody,
Why
for
you blaming me
joining.
again? I'm confused.
Because you brought up August 15th. We're moving on from that bit. That bit is done. Anyways, thank you, everybody, for showing up for another exciting episode of the Anime Book Club. We are now done with Pandora Hearts. If you were involved with our journey throughout this whole series, thank you for being a part of it. It has been such a ride, and we really went all over the place with it. We had fun with it at times, had confusing moments at times, but overall, we definitely had, at least on my end, probably memorable experiences with these characters themselves. At least, there's several of these characters I don't think I'll ever forget about. I think, which I think is a good thing. So, now for other information about these things.
Today, we're gonna make some Among Us cookies.
Among Us cookies. Wow, that's true. We are going to do that. Speaking of what we're going to be doing, okay, we are going to be starting Sailor Moon, the anime, this weekend in the server. We'll be watching the first 6 episodes this Saturday.
We will finish it within the weekend. And
Yeah,
the
obviously.
movies.
All of them. So we're going to be starting season 1 of Sailor Moon
Sorry,
right
maybe
from the
with a
very
good time.
beginning. So we're going to be doing at least 6 episodes, and we'll go with it from there. There's a lot of Sailor Moon to watch, but we're at least going to start with the first season, we'll go through that, and then we'll probably jump to Pandora Hearts afterwards or whatever. So the plan is currently we're going to be starting Sailor Moon this Saturday, and then I'm thinking we take a week break before we get into Bloom Into You, because this is a long series that we read through. We'll take a week break from book club. We won't meet next Thursday for book club, and then I'll get everything all together for us to begin reading and discussing Bloom Into You, which we had already voted on. So we'll be doing that not next week, but the week after. So that'll be the 28th, August 28th. We will start Bloom Into You streams, which I think will take us 4 weeks to go through, because I think there's 8 volumes. So we'll be going through that as the next series. If you enjoy these streams, if you enjoy listening to them live or want to watch the past episodes, you can check out the streams at YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time, every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. You can find links to all these things, youtube.wolfborg.com, twitch.wolfborg.com, kick.wolfborg.com. If you go to wolfborg.com in general, you'll find links to all of my things in the world. You can follow me on Twitter, follow me, on the Blue Skies. You can follow me on all those places. And if you want to be directly a part of book club activities. You can join discord.wolfborg.com. You can go in there, you can grab yourself the anime book club role, and you can be a part of these live discussions if you'd like to be a part of these discussions, or you can just hang out with us in the Discord server. We share like fan art that we find related to series we've read. We share memes related to series we've read. We take suggestions for future series to discuss and all that. So you can become a part of the group if you're interested in that. So you can join discord.wolfborg.com if you would like to be a part of that. Thank you so much to everybody who has been a part of reading Pandora Hearts here and for all the discussions we had here. Thank you so much to our guests. And now it is time to wrap up the stream. Who is alive for us to raid? Let's find out. Let's see. Let us see. Let us see. Perhaps we will go... Which way will we go?
The north.
Well, it's not... I don't know if we're going to go to Canada. I don't think we're going there.
I just said north. I didn't say Canada.
I'm in Boston. What do you think we have up north of me?
Antarctica?
I think you have to hit Canada before you get there.
He's an alien. He doesn't know world geography.
I don't know if you understand this, but like north of you might be Antarctica, but north of me is kind of... I kind of hit somewhere first. Oh, okay. All right. Well.
We can skip
All
Canada.
right, have fun in Canada.
Thank you so much for that, Anya. Okay, we're gonna go and raid into I had them and then they went offline. Great, amazing. All right, we're cool. All right, we're gonna raid into Ghost ENVT. Ghost English VTuber. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, I don't know why I read the full name. Like I know them from Twitter as well. So we're gonna raid into Ghost. They're playing Silent Hill. They're playing Silent Hill. So let's do that.
In my restless dreams.
It was foretold through gyromancy.
Gyromancy?
Yeah. Do you don't remember that bit from Silent Hill?
Oh, I wasn't there for that. Sorry, my bad.
You don't remember that bit? It was the whole thing, okay?
No,
it was foretold. It was foretold, Shadow, all right? You had to be there. You had to be there. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks for on stream for the next book club, starting Bloom Into You. So get your copies of that ready. Read the first 2 volumes if you want to be following us for that. And if you want to join us for Sailor Moon, that will be Saturday. So we'll be in there on the Discord. Goodbye, stream. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye.